Put this up. Oh, so this is actually one. This was his. Check. Good. As long as it's coming through on the video.
You got me?
Yeah, I hear you good, Sponge.
All right.
Can you hear it on the? Can you hear that on the channel?
I can hear something faint. All right, hang on.
You got me?
Yes.
Okay.
You got us?
I got you guys.
All right. Check.
Check. Is it fake?
Check.
Yep, okay. We're good.
All right.
We're good.
I just stick you off, Sponge. That's all. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Thank you so much. Actually, if you want to switch, I got a. Okay. Yeah, I'll take the 3.
Thank you so much.
All right, welcome to Hurling to the Field. If you can believe it, this is week 1 of the 2025 Richland Rams football season. I am Ed DiMartino. Alongside him, we have a new partner. We have Dom Shank. We have our rules official, Brian Schmidt, and on the field as usual, the one, the only, Brian the Sponge Brett. And we have a little ceremony on the field before we get to all the action for today's game, as we are honoring Russ Moore, who basically has run the Richland Rocket program for a very, very long time. So nice ceremony for Russ Moore, for sure.
Here in the district, the best programs in the state. Dr. Moore has always leveraged his business more than dentistry to support.
It's good to be back, guys.
Yeah, pretty nice.
And welcome to Dom and welcome to Brian.
Yeah, pretty nice on the field. 2 sponges, slight breeze, but a very warm day, very nice day.
Beautiful day.
Yeah, I got some big shoes to fill, so hopefully I can do a good job.
Yeah, we're losing Stone Mangus, who we said he's probably out partying right now at Waynesburg College.
Yeah, we haven't heard from him all day.
No, he hasn't even texted us. I know.
He just texted me.
He just texted Tom. See, we got left out of the text.
Yeah, he texted me and was saying, read the YouTube comments. Make sure we answer all the comments.
All right, guys, I want to try to get Russ Moore here.
I sent him a picture. Stone said he's going to check in a little bit later.
Sponge is going to try to grab a quick interview with Russ Moore. He was kind of shy, didn't really want to talk, but as soon as Sponge said he'd interview his wife instead, all of a sudden Russ wants to talk now. Not sure what Russ was afraid of, but anyway, we'll see if we can grab a quick interview.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And then we'll get to some football business.
All right, now we got Russ Moore. Russ, they just celebrated you for all your dedication and hard work for the Richland Rockets program. So how'd you feel about that?
A little surprised. I wasn't quite ready for a college guard a little bit, but it was nice. It's been a good. I'm trying to think. Tom and I were just talking about. I think it's been maybe 5 years I've been running it now after taking over after Tom, and it's definitely got bike break, and it's been a lot of fun.
this is your last year then, right? And then you're moving up to the junior high.
This is it. This is my grand finale.
Who's anyone going to replace you? Do you know?
I'm sure Tom has somebody eyed up. I think it's going to be somebody probably on the junior high varsity staff right now, but probably let Tom do that.
Well, we appreciate everything you do for the Rockets program and Richland football, and you're a good friend to everyone.
Appreciate it. Go ahead.
All right, so Russ Moore, a good fellow dentist as well. So,
awesome.
yeah, nice having Russ out there. Nice of him to take time to do a little interview. And now we can get down to football business here. We have Central Cambria Red Devils, who Freddie Yanity did not like the Red Devil at the field at Central Cambria. Kind of freaked out about it.
Oh, yeah?
Last time we were there, I think, was October of 2021.
that was a while
Last time we
ago.
did at Central Cambria, and Fred was a little freaked out seeing that Red Devil right at the 50-yard line.
They got that
It was a little scary.
Is that when they got the brand new turf there?
Probably the first year they got the new turf. But
Brand new,
Fred,
it's super nice.
So Fred Yanity back in the booth with a suit, just kind of sitting behind us. But so Tom, here we go. I mean, first game. You know, as every year of the high school football season, you know, we lose some talent. Richland's lost their share of talent, but Richland, a very skilled football team, still.
Definitely, definitely saw some strong guys coming back. Arnold Magarawa, Ashton Roberts, Grayson Mala, Jameer Christian, just to name a few juniors that are coming up. They're going to need to take a big step to make sure that this team brings it back to the district championship this year.
Well, I think looking across the LHAC too, Brian, just looking at teams that maybe have improved, maybe stayed the same. I think Richland kind of stayed level. They lost some things, but didn't lose enough. Where I think they lose too much in this conference, where some other teams probably got a little more hurt by what they graduated.
Yeah, and although I think on the scrimmage Saturday, I think I was a little surprised at how well Penn Cambria looked with as much as they lost this year. They looked like they still had a very good team.
Those PC boys, they definitely hit hard. They're a good football school, yeah. There's a big rivalry there. I know a lot of Penn Cambria guys absolutely hate Richland's guts, and I'm sure that's reciprocated.
Yeah, guys, with there's been some turnover in coaches in the LHAC, but our coach, this is his 24th season. So I was looking up the record books, and he is only 4 wins away from going into second place all time.
Oh, wow, yeah.
He'll pass Ernie Fetzer, and he's got a ways to go to catch his dad. His dad is about 87 wins ahead of him. So
yeah, he's got a little work to do, but there's no saying he can't.
Yeah, he might have to stick around 20 years, but
yeah.
You had to be interested, Sponge. How far was Max Shoemaker down on the list?
Max is a couple behind Brandon. He's probably like 7 behind Brandon.
So that was a recent pass. He passed him recently then. That would have been last season.
Yeah.
All right, so the Richland band coming out to play the national anthem. So as they do that, we will step aside, and when we come back, we'll get all ready for the action. Maybe go over a little bit of the players and as what's going on. And as usual, we're going to make our first picks of the year to see who holds the crown. I think Sponge is a defending champion on his picks. We got a Ohio Conference championship game, so I'm looking to come back strong this year. We have you 2 new guys, so we'll see how we do.
Yeah, we got to reset. Me and Brian got to get a fair chance.
All right, so we'll be back shortly. You are listening to the Richland Ram Football Network. That was awesome. Dom and I just singing the alma mater of Richland. Did it many times on the baseball bus. I'm sure you do too, on the basketball bus.
Sure.
So every time you come back,
Every time on the way home. Yeah,
gotta do it, man. That's freaking awesome.
Yep, by the end of my freshman year of football, we had that entire song engraved into the back of my head.
All right, so let's get back to some football. So here we go. I mean, Richland coming off a pretty good run last year, made it all the way to the District 6 finals, losing at Cambria Heights, and big injuries played a part last year. Losing Joe Penefelt last game certainly don't help Richland's cause. But Brian, I think a team that can, I shouldn't say easily, but has a good path potentially go back to that District 6 championship game.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ed. I think real good chance this year. Looking forward to seeing how the season plays out and hopefully getting back to Mansion Park to play that game.
Yeah, big question mark is going to be the line. Let's face it. Everybody's got the same problems in high school. Richland a little thin on the line. They patched it together nice, got some good size, but injuries, unfortunately, in high school especially, play a huge difference, and especially when you're dealing with a team that has so much offensive weapons. If you can't block, you can't protect.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need some of the younger guys to step it up this year after losing seniors, like Austin Blau, Landon Myers, Lane Lucas, all those guys moved on. They're going to need some younger freshmen and sophomores to really step it up to help patch that line, especially if one of the starting five goes down.
So Jake Regan officially handed the reins too of the Richland offense. We saw last year Grayson Mala, quarterbacking until he went down, then brought in Jake Regan. Now Jake Regan has been given the steering wheel to drive this bus. Now Grayson Mala now going into the backfield alongside of Joe McEnany. Really gives him a big heavy hitting punch in that backfield.
Yeah, definitely.
And it also gives them the opportunity for some trick plays out of those formations with Grayson back there.
As I said, Richland always, as your defensive coordinator, playing Richland's always going to be a little difficult. Coach Bader likes to show you something that you think you know exactly what's coming. You do something completely different, but with all this talent, it's always hard to just cover one guy or cover one thing. And now when you have Grayson Mala in the backfield, if you run a little pitch out to the side, is Grayson going to throw it? Is he going to run with it? If you're a D-back, what are you doing? Are you coming up, or are you going to stay in because you think he's going to run?
Also opens up Grayson to play some defense, and he's a headhunter, so we need that.
We saw that in the scrimmage. Grayson likes to hit. He's a very strong young man.
Interesting stat about the Richland quarterbacks last year. They almost had identical numbers. Regan and Mala both threw for roughly 1,100 yards. Regan threw for 13 touchdowns, while Mala threw for 14 while having 6 interceptions, but Regan had 5. Regan will be playing quarterback, as we've stated, but they had such identical seasons, so I really think that the trick plays are really an opportunity that Richland will, go after, especially a little bit later in the season once they have more practice and more time to put it in.
Yeah, and you wonder if there's been any run-pass options been put in for Grayson.
Yeah, I'm sure. We didn't see a whole lot of scrimmage. Both teams really kind of played it close to the vest. They're not going to show you a whole lot during the scrimmage, but going back to Penn Cambria, boy, they tackle. They did not miss tackles. That's the one thing that impressed me most about Penn Cambria when we did have a chance to break free. Penn Cambria just did not let you go, and that was the one thing I was very impressed with that team, was how well they tackled.
Very good job in the open field. Yeah.
Guys, they're about to do the run out. Dom, do you want to explain the flags? 3 people holding flags?
All right, so we have the American flag, which usually goes to the Reckless Ram of the Week, which is decided on by the coaches, but since they have not played a game yet, I'm not sure who's running out the Richland Ram flag, but then they have the Pancake flag, who's for the highest graded offensive lineman from the prior week. So I think Ashton Roberts will be running out the Pancake flag tonight, and then they have a Richland flag that's just a blue flag with a big R on it, and that's usually given to a younger guy who's stood out in practice, JV games, or just an underclassman that's been playing well in general.
That's the stuff Stone Mangus couldn't bring us.
Yep.
Stone just texted me. That's why.
Well, we have something even better than that this year. We have our rules official, Brian Schmidt, joining the crew this year. Brian was on the officiating crew for how many years, Brian?
21.
So 21 years being an official, and now we get his insight into the booth, basically go over the rules. It's going to be so nice for us now to not have to question, like, why was that a call? Why was that call not made? To have Brian here who has so much knowledge about what's going on in the field just brings an extra layer to all of this. So really appreciate you joining us, Brian, and look forward to having a great season here.
Looks like Junior Arnold McGarrett is running out the Richland flag. Can't really see who's running out the Rams flag as of right now. Number 30, that would be Alex Bond, I believe. Yeah, sophomore Alex Bond running out the underclassmen flag. Like I said earlier, Ashton Roberts running out the pancake flag, and Arnold McGarrett getting handed that Richland Rams flag. Or the American flag, pardon.
Fred Yanni was just asking me, where's the motorcycle? Unfortunately, the motorcycle has not been here for quite a few years now. It was one of the coolest things. The guy that did the motorcycle still didn't want to do it anymore. And
is that why?
Yeah, nobody really stepped up to take over and bring a motorcycle out. So, but it was one of the coolest things to watch a motorcycle come out.
That was one of the things I looked for when I was younger.
Absolutely. Now we just have the big Richland Ram tunnel, which is kind of cool in its own right, but not quite the mystique of the motorcycle.
As someone who played football for the Rams for 2 years, I'll tell you what, that tunnel gets hype. Everyone gets all excited. Everyone's jumping up and down, and no one's more ready to play football than the Rams in that tunnel.
Yeah, here comes Central Cambria now on the field wearing the white uniforms with the red helmets. Richland, a very sharp look. We love the blue shell helmets. I think they're absolutely fantastic. Richland will be wearing these through week 4, I believe, of the season. So enjoy them while they're here. But I think it's a sharp look. The white pants, blue shorts, blue helmets. I think you want them to go all blue. You want to go blue pants as well.
But that's just something we didn't get. I'm sure they'll bring it out sometime before they got to get rid of it.
Guys, something we're doing new this year too. I picked up a chain with a big R on it at Richland Days, and we will nominate Richland Ram MVP of the game, and I'll give the chain to him. He can wear it, and I'll interview him after Coach Baylor.
That's fantastic. That's going to be awesome. We'll try to make the broadcast even better as we go. We'll try to add some new wrinkles as the season goes. Yeah, Sponge has that big R. It's fantastic, and it's going to be neat to hear we put it on somebody and get the first interview with the chain on, Sponge.
Yeah, I'm excited. We got a great year coming.
If you are a current Richland student, you should come to the game because the first 200 students that show up are getting a brand new Richland Hood on the Hill shirt to go sit in the student section. It is blue, so it matches tonight's theme. So if you're a student at home, just come on out and you'll get a free T-shirt.
And the loudest, proudest student out there, I'm going to go up and interview them after the first quarter.
All right, so the officials coming out for the coin toss. Brian, I think there's a new rule put into place this year. If you want to discuss that, I know there's one rule change that happened in high school football this year.
Yeah, it's a pretty big rule change now. If you fumble the football forward and it goes out of bounds, the ball will go back to the spot of the fumble. So previously, if you fumbled the ball forward 10 yards and it went out of bounds, you got the ball where it went out of bounds. That's no longer the case. I think that's more fair without getting the advantage of the yardage that you really didn't earn. Now, if you fumble it forward and your teammate falls on it, you still get the yardage if they get it inbounds. There is one exception to that rule. If you had like a momentum play where you intercept inside the 5-yard line, your momentum takes you into the end zone and you would fumble that forward out. It's not a safety. You get to go back to the momentum spot.
Okay.
So
that makes sense. So that if you're a third and short situation, you get out to the end and you don't have anywhere to go, you just drop the ball, kick it in front of you out of bounds, and resets the chains. You still have a chance to continue that drive.
The other important thing with that is the clock starts when the ball's set. So even though the ball went out of bounds, the clock will run when it's set.
All right, so the captains for the Richland Rams' very first game of the year was number 14, Joe McEnany, number 23, Brady Nepper, number 55, Brody Hollison, number 1, Grayson Mallow. Were your captains
for the captains, they usually do. They pick 3 seniors that have been standing out in previous weeks, prior weeks, practice, or anything like that, and then they'll pick a junior who's been at the best of their game. So that just tells us that Brody Hollis, Joe Mack, and Brady Nepper have just been performing at camp, and they've been doing a great job. And Grayson Mall has really stepped it up, because he hasn't played defense. So that must mean that he has stepped it up on the defensive side, and he's going to be the heart and soul of the defense.
Great. Grayson looks a lot different this year. He's got the big pads. He's got number 1. He looks like he's ready to destroy people.
Yeah, he looked like a missile during that scrimmage in the brief time we saw him on defense. Looks really good back there. Going to be a hard-hitting guy, and something that the offense is going to be a little weary of coming down at number 1.
Some shoes that aren't going to be super huge to fill are going to be Noah Ritko's. They're bringing in senior kicker Mitch Timsick, which is going to be, he has a lot of room to work, but it's still nice to have a kicker who's designated that spot. Unfortunately, I don't think that he's as good as Noah Ritko as he's going and playing at New Hampshire now, but
yeah, Noah Ritko is just one of those special talents that you get every once in a while, and it was amazing when you got down to the 30-yard line. We talked about this T-Sponge. How nice, did you have? You got to the 30. You really didn't have to go any further if you didn't want. I mean, you're still going to probably have a good chance of making that field goal.
He pretty much has all the records as kickers at Richland. Most points, most field goals. Longest field goal, we saw a 50-yarder last year. That's hard to replace, but hopefully Timsick can do the job.
Yeah, I know Coach Hobbs absolutely loved Noah Ritko because and Mr. Ripwell obviously loved Noah Ritko because on kickoff he would put the ball in the end zone and pin him deep rather than giving him a chance to make a big play on a return.
All right, so here we go. Back deep for Central Cambria Red Devils is going to be number 6, Brady McCossie, and number 9, A.J. Galley. Are going to be back deep as Mitchell Timsick, when Richland breaks the huddle, will be coming out to kick this ball away. And pretty soon, the season is going to be underway. Still can't believe it's week 1 of high school football already, but here we go.
Stone Mangus checking in from Mount Lebo, wishing us luck. Thank you, Stone. It's nice to be filling your shoes. It's nice to be up here in the booth. I really appreciate the opportunity. For those who don't know, Stone Mangus had heavily recruited me to come up here in the booth and talk with Ed.
He did?
I believe he also got Levi Castaller into the media.
All right, ball's away. This is picked up by McCossie. McCossie going to reverse field and get to about the 30-yard line. They'll give him the 31. Is where Central Cambria will take over. So not a bad start for the Richland Rams. Special teams we're used to seeing, though. Again, this is where No Ritko came in big. No Ritko usually put that ball in the end zone. But nonetheless, good coverage by the Richland Rams. Central Cambria takes over 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line.
There were a couple games last year where we had some good wind, and he was putting them mid to back of the end zone. I mean, that's a shot, especially for a high school kicker. But, like you said, that's one of those special talents you only get every once in a while.
All right, Mason Pitzinger will go into the shotgun here on the first play of the game. They'll put number 25 in motion, Alex Kubat. This is a handoff off of the left side. Break a tackle. Good job by number 21 as he broke the tackle. That is Ryan Chappell able to break free. Richland had him actually for probably no gain or a loss. And Chappell able to keep the legs going and picks up a nice gain. First down for Central Cambria to the 42-yard line.
It looks like second and short.
It's a first down.
They're setting the sticks. My fault.
Yep,
got to the 42, so first down and 10.
Grayson was there, but didn't wrap up.
Wonder if he's got a little nerves going on, as everybody does. I mean, everybody's 0-0, first game of the year.
It looks like Joey Ragner's out there playing middle linebacker rather than what we saw last year with Nate Pugh. It looks like Nate Pugh had moved to Sam Will, or outside linebacker, and they bumped Braden Nepper to strong safety to fill the shoes of Cody Yeager.
Pitzinger takes that one on the left side, keeps it himself. He gets hit hard, but not before. He picked up about 5 or 6 yards. Give him 5. So ball now at the 47-yard line. Of Central Cambria. So far pretty good movement here by Central Cambria, able to keep the ball on the ground and move the ball forward. As you said, they didn't pass a whole lot last year. The stats weren't all that wonderful. A lot of interceptions.
Yeah, it was a rough season for Central Cambria in the backfield last year. It was a very rough year. They didn't even get to 1,000 yards in the air, and the touchdown to interception ratio for their starting quarterback last year was a mere 7 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. So they're definitely looking to improve on that this year. But if they can cut down on the interceptions, that's honestly not a horrible year if they can continue to pound the rock on the ground and continue to pick up first downs.
All right, pitch again to Pitzinger. Picks up a couple yards, so it's going to be third down and short. Third down and about 2 from midfield. They have to get to the 48-yard line of Richland. So first test of Richland here on the third and short.
Yeah, there are definitely some big boys in the middle there to clog it up. Ashton Roberts, looks like Brody Hollis is out there. That's definitely some of the guys you want out in front of the center there. All
right, Central Cambria going to I formation here. Pitzinger able to find a little bit of a crease. He should pick up enough for the first down.
No, he's short.
No, he's short by a yard. Yeah, I see them coming out now. Spotting it at the 49-yard line of Richland. Will be a fourth down and 1. This is where they got to go. I mean, I imagine, Brian, they're not going to cut this one away. They're going to go for this one.
I'd be surprised if we see a punt here.
You know what they might do? They might line up in a tush-push formation and just try and pick up that 1 yard.
Yeah, I mean, really seen Pitzinger break a couple of tackles here early. And they're going to go with that I formation again with Lee Blocker, I believe, is number 25, Alex Kubat. And they're just going to push it forward here with Pitzinger. Pitzinger, it's eye forward. Not sure if he picks it up, but this is going to be short.
Where they're at now, it's awful
It's
close.
going to be about half a yard short. They have it at the 48.5-yard line, so it'll be a half-yard short. Richland should take over here on downs. What a huge stop by Richland.
Yeah, third and shorts and not lighting up anything. And then
they stopped them both.
Yeah, very good. So good answer by the Richland Ram defense. Comes up big on fourth down and 1, and still only gives up a half a yard. So
they're having Arnold take off his bracelets.
All right, so I don't know if it doesn't look like you can see it from the huddle point of view, but it does. We can from the booth. We can see your chain hanging down, and man, it looks nice from up here. I'd love to be the guy that gets out at the end of the game.
All right, first down and 10. Richland as Regan drops back to throw, looking for Maguera. Has him on the sideline. Maguera at the 40. Maguera heads out, knocked out of bounds. As I think he stepped out of bounds at about the 34-yard line.
I like that play call. That's a great confidence boost for Jake Regan, a sophomore, still an underclassman coming into a big situation. Just getting the ball out to his guy and letting him run. I like that.
I tell you what I love, Norris Sponge, was you see how Arnold got his hands out there. Got the ball with his hands.
Yeah, we saw some drops last year. I don't think we're going to see him this year.
Able to tuck it down. First down and 10. Joey Mack now off the right side. Joey Mack able to pick up some yardage inside the 30-yard line. And a flag at the end of the play comes out. Flag came out.
I believe that's sportsmanlike conduct. It looked like 65 was clapping in the face in the opposing player. Would that constitute a penalty, Brian?
Yes, that is. You're correct. That is on 65. So that'll be his first unsportsmanlike for the game. So if he gets number 2, that is a automatic disqualification.
That's just something you can't, you can't do. I mean,
just no need for it.
You have to know a little better than that.
And what makes that penalty even tougher is you do not get to replay that down. You just lose 15 yards. It's not a loss of down. It just
is that from the spot of the foul, or is that from where the play ended up?
It'll be from the end of the run.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Gavin Sheets, and like you said, that's his first misconduct. He gets another one, he's going to be out of the game. So
it appears that they're rushing our slot receivers. I wouldn't be surprised if Richland comes out here and tries to take a deep shot to Jameer Christian, because it looks like the safety's pushed away. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to get the ball out
and cannot get the ball high enough. Going to skip it. Looking for Jameer Christian. So Regan rolled out and just could not get enough on that ball to hit the numbers of Jameer Christian. Puts it on the turf. Going to bring out third down and very, very long.
That looks like a play they'll come back to later and go for Arnold deep.
Yeah, but that's just saying that they're moving the ball inside the 30-yard line, looking really, really good. And then you take a 15-yarder on something that should never happen.
Yep.
I'm sure that'll be cleaned up, but that's just the mistakes, unfortunately, you cannot have.
It looks like they have Mala and his slot receiver right now on the right side, alongside of Alex Bond out there.
This is still something, though. This is still 2 down territory for Brandon Bailey. Let's make no mistake about that, even though it's third down and 17. Looking to pick up some yardage here. This will be Mala, I believe, or is that Joey Mack?
That was Joey Mack.
Joey Mack able to take it over the 35-yard line. We'll take it to about the 33, it looks like.
This likely would have been a field goal opportunity last year.
It would have been. Yeah, absolutely.
So you think you're right? You think they go to a pass here?
I think you got to go pass here. Yeah. Fourth down and 9.
It looks like they changed back to a too-high safety set, maybe try and prevent a deep bomb over the top.
They tried to run a freeze there and nobody jumped.
And back to throw goes Regan. Regan looking on the right side. Has a man. It's going to be a first down. Grayson Mala able to make the catch just shy of the 20-yard line at the 21. So Richland able to come back from that big penalty, which is just huge.
That pass was a dart. It was right on the money. Yep. As soon as he turned, it was there.
Like we said, Mala's an athlete. He can go out there and make a play. He's not only a running back. He's obviously, we just saw there, that's a huge clutch factor to make that catch and get the first down and reset the chains.
All right, 7:53 remaining here in the first quarter. This is Richland's first possession after they stopped Central Cambria on fourth down. Richland moving the ball well. First down and 10 from the 21-yard line of Central Cambria. This is with the inside draw play. Mala able to tuck his head and get down to about the 10-yard line.
First down.
First and goal at about the 10-yard line.
They sent Joe Mack in motion, made it look like he was pitching to him, handed off to Grayson, inside handoff.
The guards pulled on that play. It looked like maybe a counter. I'm sure that they'll maybe go back to that rocket pitch back or a little bit later in the game, see if that'll work, because they bid on that pretty well as we got a 10-yard pickup. But yeah, I'd like to see them come back and give that ball to Joey Mack and let him try and make a play in space.
All right, first down and 10. Richland, first down and goal, I should say. Regan back to throw. Regan looking over the middle, trying to highball it to Arnold McGarrett, who almost came down with it. But a really good throw. I mean, he threw it only where Arnold McGarrett was going to be able to catch it and kind of got rid of the interception factor there.
Yeah, in order for that to happen, all you really got to do is throw it up. As I believe he's 6'3", which is this is a 6'4" here. That's a pretty big guy, especially for high school. I like that ball placement. Just throw it up there and let him try and make a play. If not, it's still second down.
All right, second down and goal now for the Richland Rams. Regan, quick throw out to Jameer Christian. Jameer Christian inside just short of the 5-yard line that he brought down. Trying to make a little move. Good job by Central Cambria, able to contain Jameer Christian. We always said he's very dangerous in space.
Yeah, the first guy hardly ever brings him down. He's very hard to tackle in open field. He does need to start making moves to the outside, though, where there's not as much help. If he makes the moves back into the inside, the flowing linebackers are eventually going to come back and just hit him pretty hard.
Regan out and Mala at quarterback.
Grayson going to go on the Wildcat here. Third and goal from the 6.
We got a timeout, Central Cambria.
Central Cambria is not sure. I think they might have screwed him up a little bit, Sponges. They put that Grayson Mala out there, a Wildcat. Yep. Third and goal from the 6. Central Cambria going to take a timeout here with 6:31.
That's a pretty good look for the Rams there. I mean, bringing a quarterback that has a neck pad, I mean, that's just a scary sight to look at in the backfield, especially if you're a middle linebacker there, knowing you're going to have to go meet him in the hole.
Yeah, when we talked about that during scrimmage, would you really seriously want to face Grayson Mala coming down at you, a full head of steam, and be the guy that has to make that tackle?
As someone who's came up and done hitting drills against him,
maybe you would, Brian, since you're so freaking big. You probably wouldn't care.
Big guy.
But for the rest of us, yeah, I don't think I'd want to be taking that on.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see if we get a veteran move from Coach Bailey and bring Regan back in at quarterback after he had Central Cambria burn a timeout.
Very good call, and we've seen Coach do that. We've seen him do it a lot. We always love about Coach Bailey. Like I said, he'll show you something where you think it's an obvious play, what's going to happen, and he just doesn't do that. It's going to be something different.
It's going to be Grayson. Regan's walking to the sideline.
All right, so Grayson coming back out as into the quarterback position, going Wildcat here. Third and goal from the 6-yard line. McEnany spread out to the right side.
It looks like they had McGarrett pressed up. I wouldn't even be surprised if they took a shot up to the back of the end zone for McGarrett.
Jameer Christian in motion. He will take the handoff and brought down in the backfield. Nice job there by number 6. That is Brody Cossey, who makes the tackle. They try to sweep him out there to the side and able to knock him down. So fourth down and goal now. Put the ball back to the 10-yard line, it looks like.
I think you're so far in their territory, you almost got to take a shot to the end zone here. I wouldn't even try and run the ball. I'd honestly just throw it up to one of your guys and let him try and make a play in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, fourth down and goal from the 9, they're going to put it. Richland was able to pick up a fourth down, and it looks like this earlier in this drive.
This would be, they got 3 guys covering 2 over there.
They're giving a little bit of help over there. It looks like a guy coming off the edge.
There it is. There's the
for Arnold. Arnold goes and falls incomplete. Good job in coverage there by number 2, Jet Williams. I love that name too, Jet Williams. That sounds great.
That's a good name.
So Central Cambria able to hold Richland out of the end zone. No score still.
Regan didn't get the ball up high enough. He gets it up higher, and that's 6.
Right, and it's always got to go that way. I mean, Arnold, like we said, is 6'4", whatever he is, and Jet Williams listed at 5'9", so a huge height advantage. Yeah, you got to get that. You got to put it high. Only Arnold's going to be able to come down with it.
I wouldn't be surprised if they come back to that a little bit later in the game, knowing seeing that height advantage, that significant height advantage at that.
All right, so second possession now for Central Cambria. They'll take over at their own 9-yard line here, first down. Richland defense able to hold last time on fourth down after Central Cambria had passed midfield.
Looks like they have cornerback Jameer Christian out on an island out there. Just hand it off up the middle.
Hand off again. This is going to be a heavy dose of number 21, Ryan Chappell.
Mala was the first on the hit, and Brody Hollis cleaned it up.
Now, I wonder if number 21, Ryan Chappell, and number 0, Andrew Chappell, I wonder if they are related and maybe brothers.
They very well could be. Pitzinger checks over to the sideline, looks at his wristband. No gain on that first play, so second down and 10. We were at 5:12 and counting here in the first quarter. As Pitzinger will go back under shotgun. Ryan Chappell to his right. Pitzinger drops back, looking to throw. Quick throw out to the left side and take it down quickly there.
He's going to lose a little bit there.
Alex
Bond, yeah, great tackle.
Bubble screen is blown up by Alex Bond.
Hey, Brian, can you tell me, do they have the rule if there's 12 in the huddle and someone runs off? Is that a penalty in high school?
It can be. When you enter the huddle, you can break with 12. They have 3 seconds once they're informed that they are a substitute to begin to leave the field.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
there are instances where if you have a late sub, you can break with 12.
Gotcha.
All right, third down and 10. Pitzinger will go under center this time, and I think Richland might have gone offside there, so maybe caught Richland.
They're saying it's going to be on the offense. It's going to be in the offense.
That's a tough break for Central Cambria.
They're getting together because I think one official has offense and one official has the defense.
Hey, Brian, this is something we talked about in the preseason about the freeze play. And
it is offside.
Defense. Yep.
And whether it gets called on the offense or defense.
Yeah. I think what they judge there is Richland getting into the neutral zone caused the linemen to react to them.
It looks like they subbed out 2 people on the defensive line, maybe trying to lock up the skies a little more. It looks like Jackson Feitel and Jake Regan were back in the secondary there.
All right, so third down and 5 now after the penalty. Now they're going to go back in the I formation with the lead blocker for Chappell. Pitzinger back under center. And this is going to be a fake handoff to Chappell going deep. Looking for a man. Has a man wide open. He's got him at midfield. Brought down from behind by Alex Bond. But not after a huge play. And I'm trying to catch numbers. That number 9, A.J. Galley on the reception was wide open. So good play there by Central Cambria. Picks up a ton of yards. Third down and 5.
That's Alex Bond. He's a sophomore. You got to think they're going to go at him quite often tonight.
Yeah, Richland bit on that play a little bit, and he was way behind any defender. So
yeah, that was a good
throw.
That was a good play he had a little bit earlier in the series, when maybe he got a little bit too in his head. Tried to make another big play on maybe a hitch or something, and they just went right over the top.
All right, so at the 40-yard line of Richland comes Central Cambria. Going back to the I formation here, first down and 10. Almost got tripped up by his own man. Chappell, though, able to take it out to the left side before he's knocked out of bounds. Good pick up there by Chappell.
That's been a couple times on our defensive right side that had some opportunities to maybe make a tackle in the backfield, and it ended up going for an 8-9-yard run.
They seem to be running that side all night.
Well, they just can't seem to lock up Chappell. Chappell will come out of the game now for a breather. So it's going to be second down and 3 with 3:07 remaining in the first quarter. No score here.
So far, we haven't seen anyone as much of a Swiss Army knife as we've seen from Brady Jones.
That was amazing. I know.
Yeah, that was something.
All right, Pittsburgh going to pitch this one out to the right side here. Going to try that part of the line, and going nowhere is number 6, Brody McCossie, brought down for basically a very short gain.
That was Ragnar and Hollis.
So bring up third down, and it looks like maybe one. They got to get to the 30-yard line.
That was a good job with the Richland defensive line, making him string that out the whole way, and then eventually he has to just cut it up right into some linebackers waiting for him. Still got a couple yards, but that's a good job to contain that and not let it turn into something big.
Ryan Chappell still on the sideline here as McCossie will be in the backfield along with number 25, Alex Kubat as your lead blocker as they go I formation once again. Third down and one. Hitzinger hands this one off to Kubat, and Kubat just got stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Great penetration.
He did not get it fourth down.
Great penetration by the Richland line. Just they tried to give it up to the fullback, and he was just slammed.
I have to imagine they give it back to Ryan Chappell there. Yeah, it looks like he's subbing back in.
Chappell come back in now, right? This is your guy. As they'll take McCossie out, and Chappell coming back in. Chappell's got some pretty good size, listed at 6 foot and 210, so pretty powerful guy.
It's a pretty big guy. Especially standing next to you, Ed, huh?
Oh, anybody's tough, talking. That's why I'm sitting on a stool and you guys are sitting on the little chairs. I'm not sitting along with you guys up here. Short.
He's still up to your shoulder.
All right, fourth down and one. This is
almost tripped again. Ragnar
from behind is going to be really close. I think the nose of the ball has to get to the 30.
They didn't get it.
And I don't think they got it. Richland stops him again. Joey Ragnar with a great play, able to bring down Chappell. And that's the side they've been running to all game long, Sponge, where Chappell's been able to break those tackles. That time could not do it on fourth down and one.
That was almost identical to the last series where they had a long gain on first down. Second down, they got to within a yard and couldn't get that yard on third or fourth down.
It's a lot of grit from the interior line there of Richland.
All right, so Richland able to move the football pretty well last time despite a 15-yard penalty. Got all the way down inside the 10-yard line. First down and goal, unable to put it through. Now we'll get another chance at offense, see what they can do. As we are down to 1:38 remaining here in the first quarter. No score. This is going to be this is Braden Nepper. And we have maybe a hold in the backfield.
Horse collar or something like that, it looks like.
Yep, and we have an injured player, unfortunately. Again, coming up a little gimpy is not hostile.
That's going to be a hold by Grayson.
Yeah, it looked like he got him in the back of his shoulder pads there.
Yeah, we saw a hold on him in the scrimmage, and we heard the referee say that was a takedown.
Yeah, he didn't really get his money's worth on that one. It didn't look like too good of a shot from up here. I don't know if you saw anything different down on the field, Sponge.
Yeah, Richland.
He had a handful.
Got a handful. Did he get his money's worth?
He did.
That's good.
Richland's going to have to watch himself on these penalties. I mean, this is something that plagued them a little bit even last year. They get some gains and all of a sudden go backwards on a bunch of penalties. They need to clean this up a little bit. It is only the first game of the year. And like I said, I'm sure there's a little bit of jitters from both sides. And hope to work that out.
I like the idea of Richland there splitting their two best receivers, making the safety pick a side. Maybe they'll try and pick apart that safety.
All right, first down and 20 now. Reagan, a bullet over the middle of the field, kind of behind the intended receiver.
We got a late flag. Late flag coming in.
Personal foul, I think.
Looks like it's getting a little chippy out there.
Yeah, that should be on Central Cambria, I believe.
That'd be a huge one. Does that reset the chains in high school, Brian?
No, it does not.
If it's unnecessary.
No, it does not. Roughing the passer is one of the few that does.
Okay.
All right, so we'll see what the call is. Did we go over the officials for the game?
They waved off the flag.
It off the flag. So
I thought when the back judge came in to talk to him, he was maybe coming to talk him off the. The official's going to explain to Coach Bailey why they picked it up there.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Bailey not very happy as he was thinking of.
Explain to him that it was a shoulder shot, not a head shot.
There you go.
That's what it was. Okay.
All right, second down and 20 now. Richland has the ball at their own 21-yard line. Second possession of the game for Richland.
Looks like a two-back formation there for the Rams.
Reagan going to roll out to his left, looking downfield. Reagan has a man. That's Odom McGarrett on the sideline. Steps out of bounds as he got over the 30-yard line, 35-yard line.
In that situation, that's all you really need to do. Just pick up a big chunk and make third down a little bit more manageable.
Well, he picked up a good chunk. It's going to be third down and maybe about 3. Yeah. So very good play call there and good catch by Odom McGarrett once again. That's worked a couple of times now. That little string out, and Arnold McGarrett's wide open on the sideline.
You'd figure that they'd eventually start picking up on that and maybe trying to move to it. I mean, I guess that was only the second time, but
and then you usually see the hitch and go at that point.
Yeah,
exactly. Send Arnold down the field.
I was also looking for them to maybe send Arnold down the field and clear out the flat for Jameer.
Yeah, if they're going to start to bite on that, I mean, that's going to be a good opportunity for the Rams to start taking some deep shots.
All right, 3rd down and 3. This is going to be Grayson Malla straight ahead. Grayson Malla looks like a first down. Yeah, has the first down at about the see where they spot this here. That's at about the 43-yard line.
That's a big first down to pick up after, that holding call earlier.
They've done it a couple times,
yeah.
They've come back from the 15-yard penalty and come back from a big holding call on first down.
That's a good confidence booster, too, for the Rams because that's a big deficit to come back from.
All right, 1st down and 10 as Regan rolls out right and throw it up in the air. A little wobbly. He was looking for Arnold McGarrett. He was double covered on his side there. Jake didn't really get a good handle on that football. Came out like a little bit of a wounded duck.
It looked like they had 2 guys out on McGarrett there, and I didn't see the flat, but I have to imagine it wasn't open if he didn't hit it. Maybe he was just trying to get rid of that one, just trying to get it over McGarrett's head and make sure no one got to it.
So 2nd down and 10 upcoming. 29 seconds here remaining in the first quarter. No score on an absolutely beautiful day here.
Guys, I'll make my way up to the Richland student fan section and interview Caden Robertson. He's the head of the herd this year.
All right,
It looks like they got a pretty good show out for the crowd tonight, huh, Sponge?
Oh, yeah, we have a packed house, too.
Going empty backfield here with a bunch formation here on the left side. 2nd down and 10. Quick throw out to Braden Nepper. Nepper trying to use those blockers he had in front. Does a good job. Makes a couple of good moves and picks up another Richland first down. Good job there. They have a bunch formation. Throw to Braden Nepper. Uses his blockers and able to pick up a first down.
And McEnany, really, he drove his guy 8-9 yards downfield there.
Yeah, he missed a block a little bit earlier in the game on a jet sweep and got Jameer tackled. I think that was a little bit of a redemption tour.
All right, same formation except Grayson Malla now at quarterback. Grayson Malla able to go forward and pick up a couple of yards. So showed him the same look and put Malla in the back in the Wildcat.
That'll be the end of the quarter.
All right, so it is the end of the first quarter. 0-0 your score. Richland comes out. It's going to be 2nd down and 8, and Sponge is going to go get that interview with Caden Robertson.
Guys.
Hello.
They're the leaders of the herd.
Losing you, Sponge. Sorry, Sponge, we don't have you right now. Cannot. Yeah, sorry, we just don't have Sponge here for the interview. We kind of cut out on. Cannot make it out. So I'm not sure if Sponge can hear me now.
I gotcha. I guess the mic doesn't get up in there.
Yeah, kind of cut out when you won. Yeah. If you want to bring them down to closer to the field level, you could do that.
It was Dawn knows who they were. Caden Robertson and Piscatella girl.
Okay, what did Caden Robertson have to say? Anything important?
Nothing really. Just that they were the head of the herd this year.
How's the sound? Are they doing good? Are they being loud enough down there? I can't really hear them with a headset on, but I can kind of hear a little bit coming through your mic.
When I get a chance to run down our sponsors, don't have the list, but I have them on the little website thing, so we'll run down our sponsors for the year.
Yeah, they're pretty loud. They gave me a cheer. I'm sorry you guys didn't hear that. We'll coordinate better next time.
I say, well, we will get that worked out. 2nd down and 8 as Richland comes out of the first quarter. Grayson Malla back in the backfield as he will be to the left of Jake Regan. Regan back to throw, straight drop back. Regan steps, has a man there. Is Jameer Christian, I believe, flashing over the middle of the field.
That's a great play.
30-yard line, first down.
That's a great play call. I'll also give a shout out to the Rams line there. It looked like Regan had a lot of time in the pocket there.
Regan able to drop straight back, set his feet and step and throw.
Yeah, that was a great pocket by the Richland line there.
Yeah, good protection there. And the good things we see, number 75 on the field looks like they're worse for where Matt House had come out earlier, but looking pretty good right now.
Big mismatch with Arnold on number 9.
First down and 10,
And AJ Galley, as you said, 5'9" to 6'4". I think that's just an opportunity you want to take, especially on first down. You got one to waste.
All right, Jake back to throw. Jake looks that way, fakes, rolls out now. Looking, keeps it himself. Jake Regan slides short of the 20-yard line, takes a hit after the slide. That's going to be a penalty. But Jake Regan gave himself up and did the slide and still got his shoulder put into him. So going to attack on another 15 here.
I think that's going to be on number 25.
That looked like a really smart decision, especially out of an underclassman there, to just tuck it and run, not try and just throw it out of bounds. Take what you can get and not try and get too greedy. That was a great job.
Yeah, Arnold was making his way back, but it was better to run it than try to throw it.
Well, they kind of pump faked out to Arnold McGarrett, and again, good job by the line. Reagan had a little bit of time to look because he looked the other way back left, didn't see anything there, and decided to tuck it and run. And did a good job to get the slide, but Central Cambria unable to hold up.
And looks like they got some new personnel, and it looks like Jordan Hipp and Jackson Moore into the game on the right-hand side.
So 11:20 here to go in the second quarter. Richland now. First down and goal at the 10-yard line.
It's not goal. They're just outside the 10.
They're going to put outside the 10, yeah. So it's going to be a first down and 10. So Richland can still pick up a first down right about the half-yard line.
If you're Richland here, I think you just go for the safe play and try and take, especially with Mala in the backfield, I think you just run it right up the middle and let your big dogs go to work.
Looks like it's going to be Mala who's going to go wildcat here. Mala will keep it. Mala lowers the shoulder. Mala keeps chucking those legs. He's inside the 5-yard line, down to the 3.
They should just go right back to that.
And again, Richland can pick up a first down. They got to get to about the half-yard line.
Just go right back to that a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't stop. Yep.
Yeah, just go right back to it. They should get offsides here. He got off.
Second down and about 2. Mala,
a little miscommunication.
Again, lowers the shoulder. Mala gets down. It's going to be a first down again. So first down now and goal from the half-yard line. And now it's Jake Regan will check back in.
That's a first down, guys.
Yep, first down and goal. And now Regan going to check to the sideline here. In fact, Regan's going to check out of the game. Mala will stand out. They put Regan now at wide receiver here as Mala stays in at quarterback. They got Arnold McGarris wide left. Alex Bond out there on the left side as well. Jake Regan and Jameer Christian on the right side. Empty backfield here for Grayson Mala.
Looks to me like they're trying to just draw some guys out of the box there. Maybe try and just have Grayson run right up the middle.
Jameer went in motion, and it's going to be a touchdown. Richland Rams. Grayson Mala from a half-yard out puts the Rams on top 6-0. So Richland's second good drive of the game. This one actually ended up in points. The first one they got stopped on fourth down and goal from the 9. So this time goes in the end zone. Grayson Mala. Heavy dose of Mala once you got inside the 11-yard line.
Yeah, based on what we just saw, it's going to look like Richland's not going to have that tough a time putting the ball in the end zone. I mean, I think the first drive was maybe just a fluke or first drive of the game, but I think we're going to see a lot more of that out of Richland tonight.
All right, Mitchell Timsick now do the kicking as Jake Regan is your holder. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and the kick is going to be good. So Mitchell Timsick, welcome. As the kicker of the Richland Rams puts the Rams up 7-0. Yeah, it seems like Richland has had really no problems, for the most part, moving the ball on Central Cambria. A couple of self-inflicted wounds, but Central Cambria did a good job last time stopping them when they got inside the 10-yard line. That time Richland was not going to let that happen.
No, the last 3 plays there, they were going to get a heavy dose of Grayson Mala.
Yeah, last time they tried a couple pass plays inside there, decided to put that in their pocket and let's go ground it and pound it. Like I said, who wants to stop Grayson Mala? Who wants to stop Joe McEnany when he gets ahead of steam as well? I mean, there's 2 big backs coming at you.
Realistically, the best case scenario for the defense there is they stop him for 1 or 2 yards, but even inside the 5, 1 or 2 yards is half the distance to the goal.
Especially when Richland can still get a first down. They were ball spotted just outside the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
And Grayson able to pick up that first down. And now you have first and goal from the half-yard line.
I got a feeling that after seeing that, I think Coach Bailey's just going to keep going right back into that for 3rd and short, 4th and short situations.
Yeah, there are times that it's almost better to be 1st and 10 from just outside the 10. It almost gives you 7 or 8 cracks at it instead of 4.
We got the ball lined up on the right hash here, so let's look for something.
All right, so Makosi and Galley back deep again for Central Cambria.
Sponge, I believe they did that on the opening kickoff too. Maybe they have something intact. Maybe there's something with Timsick's kick that benefits from him having it on the right hash. Maybe he pulls it a little left, trying to keep it in bounds or something like that.
Yeah, I might have to ask Ron Hobbs about that.
All right, Timsick boots this one.
That's a pretty good
kick
shot.
end over end. Picked up about the 15-yard line by Makosi. Makosi stutters steps. And good job again by the Richland Rams special team. Stops from short of the 30-yard line, about the 29.
It may sound dumb, but the special teams can make or break a game, especially in a close one at the end of the game. The difference between starting on the 50-yard line and the 30-yard line would have been a touchdown on the last drive.
That's what Fred and I talked about a lot with special teams play, especially when you had a kicker like Noah Ritko, where you win special teams. Yeah. It's so hard. Like he says, it's very difficult for any high school team to have to march the ball 80 yards down the field every single time. And we had that kind of kicker for a couple of years. It was amazing to watch. That was, and every team now admits 80 yards. It
was definitely reliable. I mean, he hit a 50-yarder at Somerset last year. That's something that just an average high schooler doesn't do.
And the other thing in high school, it's advantageous is that if you miss, the ball comes out to the 20 if it goes into the end zone, not from where the field goal was attempted, like higher levels. So,
yeah.
Chapel took that pitch play on the right side, able to pick up maybe a yard to the 2nd down and 9. 9:34 remaining here in the second quarter. Richland up 7-0 on a very impressive drive by the Richland Ram football team.
Yeah, as you guys have seen, I mean, they've just been running the ball a lot. I mean, besides that one big play they had down the opposing sideline, it's been all run. I mean, Grady Snyder for the Devils last year was really the only bright spot in the offense. He had 1,300 yards on the ground and 13 touchdowns, while the wide receivers only had a combined 869 yards and 7 touchdowns. So they're definitely a ground and pound offense.
Yeah, they do a lot of I formation. Pitzinger back to throw off that, though. Pitzinger has to throw it off his back foot, and that's going to be maybe a penalty.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, Nepper put up his hands. A little bit of face guarding, a little bit of contact as well. So Nepper going to pick up the pass interference here. We actually had pretty good coverage. I don't think he even needed to do that.
No, and I think if he gets his head turned around there,
they're not going to make a call.
Yeah, because it was, he's not really playing the ball when he gets his body into the receiver. You're going to see that flag more often than not.
Yeah, good call by the officials. Can kind of see it right off the bat. So pass interference there on Braden Nepper. We'll give Central Cambria a 1st down and put the ball now at the 45-yard line of the Red Devils.
Brian, I believe I've asked you this before, but just for the people at home who don't know, what determines a defensive holding and a pass interference?
So essentially, a defensive holding happens before the ball's in the air. Once the ball's in the air, if you have any kind of restriction or contact, it's going to be pass interference at that point.
Okay.
All right, quick handoff to Kubat there, the up man, and he will pick up some yards to the 49-yard line. Picks up 4 yards off of that play, going to bring up 2nd down and 6. So we've seen that a couple of times, a quick little handoff to the up back in the I formation. Last time was stopped for basically no gain. That time they were able to pick up 4. And Red Devils like to go under center, but you don't see a whole ton here in high school football. Most people are shotgun, and now they will go to the shotgun just as I say that. As Pitzinger with Chapel to his right. 2nd down and 6. Hand off to Chapel. Chapel trying to stutter those legs. He'll get across midfield and go to about the, looks like maybe the 49-yard line of Richland. They're going to bring him up 3rd down and about 4.
Nate Pugh on the tackle.
I'd like to see the Red Devils take a shot downfield here, maybe give Jameer Christian or Arnold McGarrett an opportunity to get their first interception of the season.
It looks like they'll place it at the 48. Tip of the ball right at the 48-yard line. So 3rd down and 3. Have to get to the 45-yard line for the 1st down.
Punch it.
Richland's been pretty stout here on the short yardage in the early going. Pitzinger back into the gun. Chapel to his left this time. Pitzinger back to throw. Quick throw. Looking for number 1. He threw a little high as he was coming over
he's
the
got to be
middle.
careful there with the taunt.
Yeah, there it comes. Cannot do that, guys.
Yep.
Chase Sanowski was the intended receiver, and Grayson Mala does a little hand motion, and that's going to be it. It's going to be another 15-yard penalty on Richland.
I actually was making that comment before the flag came out.
Yeah, it was going to be close. They decided to throw the flag. It's a very emotional sport. We get that. But these kids know when the penalties are going to be. Like, they know.
About how long would you let someone go, or just one little scream like that and you would throw the flag?
Yeah, if you stand over top of somebody like that, because it's and you're hollering down at them, that usually is going to draw the flag.
So do you think if he would have turned and looked the other direction and celebrated, do you think that would have been just fine?
That would have been fine.
Brandon Bailey taking a timeout here to settle everybody down. I know this is irking. What's the second unnecessary penalty that the Richland Rams have taken? That potentially these are things that could really cost you in a ball game. They were lucky they got away with the first one. And, this one, a big one now, is they had Central Cambria basically stopped. It would have been a big 4th down coming. Now it's a 1st down inside, deeper inside Richland territory.
After a scoring drive, you definitely want to shut them down, and that's just something that can't happen. You're just giving them a little bit of life.
Look where this ball is coming to.
Yeah,
Look at this ball is coming down to. I mean, it's going to be.
If you could have just crushed the spirit there, that would have been 4th and long, and they would have had.
Yep. Now instead they have the ball at the. It's going to be at the
19 or
at the Richland Ram 18-yard line. What was at the 48-yard line is now at the 19-yard line.
So Brian, you would have called that?
That has one of the depends on the tenor of the game down on the field. That can help dictate whether or not you make that call. He might have had a talk with Grayson earlier in the game about that. Things that happened down on the field. So those are hard ones to say. I would have had to call, but I did see him standing over the player and was just saying he's got to be careful there.
So would you call that unsportsmanlike conduct then?
It is unsportsmanlike.
Okay, so then does he get one more?
He has, yes.
So what's the penalty for that? Do you just get for the rest of the game plus another half?
The rest of the game plus another game.
Plus another game. Okay, so that would be.
Unless you use like foul language, there is a supplemental disqualification, which would be a 2-game.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
So
that'd be a huge. Gavin Sheets or Grayson Waller both have one in this game, correct?
That's correct.
That would be a huge loss going into next week for the Rams at Mansion Park against Bishop Guilfoyle, the defending state champions.
All right, 7:16 remaining here before halftime. After that big penalty, the ball at the 18-yard line now of the Richland Rams. Central Cambria on the move. And it'll be McCossie in the backfield, not Chappell, although Chappell is lined up closer to the line of scrimmage here. They'll keep McCossie in the backfield with Pitzinger here on 1st down.
Other than that, unsportsmanlike conduct on Grayson Lala, it really hasn't looked like they've been targeting Jameer Christian. I wonder if that's, I think he had 3-ish, 4-ish interceptions last year. I wonder if that plays a part into it.
This is going to be McCossie up the middle. McCossie's going to go nowhere. A good stout.
It looks like the momentum was
line played by Richland. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think they kind of put ran Chappell across the line, trying to mask it a little bit. But
Brian, I'm going to pick your brain again. We had this discussion a lot last year of a pile up and them not blowing the whistle. Like, how long do you let it go before you start blowing the whistle?
If you don't see the ball, it's hard to blow the whistle. As soon as you pick up the ball and see it's either moving sideways or backwards, then you're killing the play. But that a lot of times when the whistle doesn't come is the wing officials can't see the ball.
Looks like Central Cambria hurried to the line out of the huddle there.
All right, 2nd down and 9. Then we get a timeout maybe.
We didn't have a signal. Yes.
Timeout. Yeah, timeout Central Cambria here.
So that's big. They only have one left now in the half.
Right, one left in the half. It's going to be 2nd down and 9 with 6:24 remaining in the half. Let me see if I can pull up our sponsors real quick here.
You'll have to send me that link and I'll have to get printed and laminated for next week. Sorry the opposing rosters aren't laminated, guys. I'll be better.
That's okay, but we do need an official sponsors list.
Well, before the lamination, we got to work on your red.
I know. I got to go home and get some more. Look, I use them all in the laminated. the printed and laminated ones here.
I'm going to read this off a little short screen. So I want to thank First Summit Bank, First Team Advertising, Able Pest Control, Advanced. Can't read. I'll get this later. It's really hard to read off this little phone. You have to blow it up in a minute. I'll try to get to all the sponsors as we can. All right, out of the timeout. Coming the Red Devils, 2nd down and 9. Kitzinger.
Fake handoff.
Back to throw. Those other I think that's Grayson Malla, who had the big call, able to redeem himself, intercepts the ball, and puts this Central Cambria drive to bed on the turnover.
That's just a careless mistake that you can't have happen, especially down inside the red zone.
This is what plagued Central Cambria last year. So they throw a lot of interceptions.
Like I said,
that's the one thing.
Touchdowns to 8 interceptions.
You just never saw Grayson Malla standing there.
The pressure was coming from Ashton Roberts, and he had to get rid of it. Never saw Malla.
That was a great team effort there, just putting them under pressure and making them throw a wobbler.
I was watching the blocking in the pocket, and when I turned and saw the interception, I did not see a Central Cambria player near that pass.
I think he was cleared a little bit off more to the sideline. Maybe he threw it way behind it, or maybe he was just trying to get it down and didn't see Malla flowing with the play.
All right, 1st and 10 for Richland at their own 17-yard line. Quick pass out here to Jameer Christian. He cuts it inside a little bit, gets upended as he crossed the 20-yard line. And they'll spot the ball. Let's see where they put this at about the 23-yard line. So good pick up 6 yards on 1st down, 2nd down and 4. Coming.
That's a great play. Obviously, get the ball to one of your playmakers and just let him make a play. We've said so many times before, he's just so good in the open field. That's the guy you want to have the ball when there's no one within 5 feet of him.
All right, Jake Regan back into the gun. This is going to be Grayson Malla. Up the middle, Grayson Malla just lost his footing just shy of the 1st down. And really, if he doesn't lose his footing, that's an easy 1st down. But just kind of slipped a little bit as he crossed the 25 to the 26.
I think they really drew up that play well by having that fake handoff and then hitting the little spot pass right there. And then just giving it right to him there. That's a great play call and a great chain of plays by the Rams there.
All right, 3rd down and 1. We were at 5:23 and counting here before half. And Richland will get the ball after halftime, too. So a great chance for Richland to put up a score and then get the ball back as well.
Malla checks back in at quarterback.
So it's 3rd down and 1. They're putting Malla back in that wildcat.
We're just going to go right back up the middle here.
And Grayson Malla will put us in the gut of Joey McEnany. And Joey McEnany drives forward, has the 1st down. And more as he gets to the 30-yard line. So good job by Richland switching it up. You think it's going to be Malla or just going to be down the goal line, and it's not. It's a little handoff to Joe McEnany.
That's something nice by having 2 brute forces back there in the backfield. You don't know which one's going to get it, and you have to be equally prepared for each of them.
So 1st down and 10 now from the 30-yard line of the Rams. As Jake Regan checks to the sideline. Malla in the backfield with him. And this will be a quick throw out to Arnold McGarrett, who puts it on the turf. Arnold McGarrett was looking to make that move. He had Joe McEnany as a blocker, and I think Arnold just wanted to turn that ball up the field and just forgot to secure the football.
It was a nice play on number 6 of the Devils. He got his hand up in there.
That was a good play by number 6, Brady McCosey. Like Sponge just said, got right through Joe Mack there and just got his hand out in front of Arnold McGarrett.
And Coach Bailey was letting Joe Mack know that can't happen.
Yeah, in that situation, even though the ball's in the air because it's behind the line of scrimmage, he can block before the ball gets there.
All right, 2nd down and 10.
It looks like a blitzer right up the middle, getting the ball out to Arnold McGarrett.
Caught on his knees, though, so the ball is going to be spotted dead already.
Like I said, that's a good play.
5 yards, though.
Yeah, that's still a good play. Make 3rd down a little bit more manageable. You know, a 3 and a 2 yard gain gets you the 1st down now, rather than having to take a deep shot on 3rd or 4th.
Yep, 3rd down and 5. And I think player hurt, injury time. And let's see if we can get a number on him. That was number 55, I believe, as that is Hayden Gaunt. I never want to see anybody get hurt. And hopefully that young man's going to be okay.
As someone who has went down on the field before, on this very field, it's definitely not a fun feeling to see everyone.
That was I'm sure you don't want to relive that. That was a pretty brutal injury you took. But good on you, man. You came back.
I'm back. I played a year.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great.
Now I'm up here in the booth.
And now he's doing a smart thing, Brian. He's playing golf.
That's right.
So we got, we won't say his last name because it's the last name you don't want to say when you're golfing.
He does not have a good golf name.
No, he doesn't have a good name. Yeah. Bomb Shank is not, we're going to change that.
To be fair, it fits the swing. It does fit the swing. And the clubs for that.
We got to get to see that swing. He has to come out golfing with us.
Oh, it's absolutely no doubt.
I will say I've definitely never came home from a football practice angry that I shot 35 over. So,
although I think that might have been renamed the Beazle.
Oh my gosh, I know, poor guy. The guy we golf with he gets, sometimes, man, he's just shank after shank after shank. He just gets in his head, and he can't get off it. All right, 3rd down and 5. This is going to be a little screenplay they're trying to set up, and that will fall incomplete. They're looking for Richland Mala.
Number 25, Alex Kubot, sat back on that screen pretty well.
I imagine Richland's going to go for this, though.
There's a flag down. I'm not sure what it is.
There's a flag on the play. Yeah, we'll see if this is on Central Cambria or if it's on Richland here.
It's going to be defensive hold. That's going to result in a first down.
That's first down, yeah.
They're going to get Brody McCoskey with a hit with a defensive hold.
All right, so automatic first down, Richland on the defensive hold by number 6, Brody McCoskey. So big play there. Ellis Richland out, puts the ball at the 45-yard line now. Plenty of time still on the clock. 4:08 remaining here before halftime. Richland up 7-0. It was a nice drive capped off by a half-yard run by Grayson Mala.
I think even if that holding call doesn't go into effect, I think the Rams go for it anyways.
They were going to anyway.
As they can prove that they can stop Central Cambria.
I don't think Brandon has any doubts that he can stop Central Cambria offense. So. And Coach Ripple always does a great job getting those defenders ready. That's close to being offside. That was a quick look at Arnold McGarwa. Arnold McGarwa down the 31-yard line of Central Cambria. I thought it might have been close to being offside as the blitzer came through.
I'm sitting perfectly right down the line of scrimmage there. He timed that really well.
But a good throw by Jake Regan hits McGarwa right over the middle. First down and 10 from the Central Cambria 31-yard line. This is Joe McEnany. And McEnany picks up another first down inside the 15-yard line for the 14.
I think the Rams are going to try and keep the tempo up. It looks like they have the Devils back on their feet a little bit.
They call this NASCAR, Dom?
Yeah, that means NASCARs go fast. That's my interpretation.
First down and 10. The whistle blew. It was going to be a handoff to Joe McEnany, but we'll see what the call is going to be. Yeah, Richland keeping up the pace, making it very difficult. Obviously, you can't substitute that quick. Trying to get some tired bodies, and there's a false start on the Richland Rams. So push it back 5 yards to the 19.
Yeah, they actually they called that on Jameer, so it was out on the wing on the far side.
Jameer's tapping his chest. I'm sure that he actually did, maybe not just something that he would fight. You know, he likes to stand up for himself when there's a call he doesn't think goes his way. But if he's tapping his chest.
All right, 3:35 remaining before halftime. Richland has first down and 15 now.
It looks like Jameer is pressed on the far side. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams try and give him a shot, especially on 1st and 15. It looks like he's backing off a little bit now. Pressed up. I think that's a good chance. Try and give one up to Jameer there.
Regan, quick throw. This is Arnold McGarwa. Arnold McGarwa makes it with the 15. He loses the football. He tried to come back, lost the football.
We got it.
Who has it?
We got it.
I think Richland jumped out on it again. Yeah, you got to watch out that football. You put out the arm. Makes the move. You got to tuck that in, but
that's not a good sign when the officials stop the clock.
Now it's going to be Central Cambria's ball, maybe. Most team thinks it's Richland. No, Central Cambria's football.
Yeah, when the official stops the clock, that usually means they see the other team has the ball.
All right, so Arnold McGarwa made some really nice moves and then lost the football. Central Cambria able to jump on it. Stops another very impressive Richland Ram drive.
Alex Bond had the ball and they under the pile. They took it off of him under the pile. That was clear.
All right, so ball at the 12-yard line now of Richland. Central Cambria takes over 1st and 10 with 3:10 remaining before halftime. And here's something, as Fred Handy always said, Richland, I think, has 2 timeouts left. No, maybe 1 now.
Central Cambria has 1 left.
How about Richland's 1? Richland has 2. So Richland may want to use some timeouts here because there's still plenty of time on the clock for Richland to score. So if they hold, Richland's going to use some timeouts here.
The only thing that can't happen now is they can't give up a big drive here. They got to hold them to a 3 and out.
All right, Pitzinger under center. And this
Toss
is
to
to Chapel. Chapel tries to
Puts
cut
him right
back in, but
inside.
it's,
That's the exact play you need to
taken
have.
down.
That's the exact play you need to have after a fumble, after a
Harrison
tackle.
Roberts and Brody Hollis.
And I don't think he's calling timeout yet. Clock down 2:54.
Yeah,
and counting.
Hey, Ed, I was going to say that our dear friend Fred, who no longer is on our team, you know, he's a good, he was my coach, great guy, and he always said, doesn't matter how many seconds are left in that clock, Richland can score.
That's right. Don't give Richland any time on that clock because they're going to score. I'm surprised Brandon did not take a timeout there.
I'm thinking that he might have been saving it to see if he stops him here.
Yeah, second down now and 9.
I think if they get him here for third and long, I think they're just going to go ahead and use that timeout.
Central Cambria letting that play clock go down to 1. In fact, it might be 0. That's getting close to
shot.
Delay game.
Well, now you don't need to use a timeout.
I'll tell you, that was really close to delay a game. That clock was at 0 before they snapped the football. That was awful close. So it's going to be third down and 9. Yeah, now they're going to have to use a timeout. As Central Cambria took the shot down the field, did not work out for them. Now they got a third down and 9.
Fortunately, that ball was just a little bit out of reach. It looks like he had it. Looks like he had Braden Epper by a step or two there. If that ball's right on the money, that could have went for big yards, maybe even a touchdown there.
Now they made a big catch earlier in the game for a big yardage.
I wouldn't be surprised if they keep coming back to that. I mean, they got the Rams on that, I think, once or twice at least this game.
He's been behind them twice at least.
All right, shotgun for Pitzinger. Back to
Ball on a fake
throw.
blitz.
Pitzinger out to the right sideline. There is an incomplete pass. Richland will get the ball back here as they're going to be forced to punt. And here's the thing now, 4th and 9. We always had Joe Petta was going to block a punt, right? We'll see what Richland comes out back here, but we're always looking for Joe Petta to make that block.
I was doing some max prep stalking the other day, and I did see Grayson Mala had a punt block last year.
There we go.
I mean, there's always hope, huh, Ed?
Because he's back in the end zone. Punter is standing. He's going to have to put his feet.
There's going to be a lot of pressure on the long snap here. Make sure he gets it right on the money, or else it's going to be really, really, really bad.
Yep, right on the end zone line here. And this is Pitzinger. He's going to do the punting duties as well.
Great
and
punt.
this one is a short punt.
A little bit of a duck.
And it's going to take a good bounce up for Central Cambria. Jameer Christian gets it on the run. Jameer Christian over the 30-yard line before he's taken out of bounds. A good return by Jameer Christian. He gets over the 30-yard line. He'll spot it at about the 28.
That was very risky to pick up a low bouncer like that, but it ended up working out really well. I ended up getting an extra, 15, 20 yards out of that?
Yeah, and I was going to say it looked like Joey Ragno had a free shot at the punter there, and somebody stepped to the side and picked him up.
All right, so down to 1:54 remaining before halftime. Richland able to stop Central Cambria on 3 downs and gets the ball back. Plenty of time on the clock. Ball at the 28-yard line of Central Cambria. First down and 10. As Arnold Magera has to tie his shoe.
That's Jameer.
All right, so Jameer's got his equipment all ready to go, ties his shoe. 3 wide receivers out to the right here, 1 on the left. Lone receiver on the other side is Jackson Feitel. Quick throw, as Arnold Magera over the middle. It'll go right back to Arnold, who put the ball in the turf the last time. And Arnold Magera this time able to pick up a first down at the 11-yard line. Almost went back to the same exact play. Arnold made a move this time to make sure he held on to that football.
I like that the Rams do that. After someone makes a mistake, they just come right back to him and maybe boost that confidence for a chance to make a better play later in the drive.
First down and 10 from the 11. It's going to be, I think it's Joey McEnany out to the left side. He's taken down for maybe a half a yard gain.
It looks like the Central Cambria is really selling out for the run here. The pass has worked all game. I think that the Rams go back to it here, especially with the clock winding down at the end of the first half.
Yeah, they're going to give him a yard. The ball touching the 10.
Rams letting a lot of time click off the clock.
They still have 2 timeouts, correct?
Yeah, still plenty of time. 1:11 and counting here. Still plenty of time.
Single coverage out there on Jameer Christian. Arnold Magera in motion.
Second down. Rolling out goes Regan. Regan looking in the end zone. Just went high. He was looking for Alex Bond and just threw it a little high. Had him in the end zone. Just threw it a little high. They bring up third down and 10. And now this is maybe where you could put Mitchell Timsick. I'm just saying, if something happens here and they don't pick up any yards, they could put Mitchell Timsick in to attempt the field goal, both 10-yard line. This will be a 27-yard field goal.
I guess we'll see if they really want to go to that. If they do, I'm sure that they would probably run out to the middle, to the hash, into the middle.
Try to set that ball in the middle. Absolutely.
We want 7. We don't want 3.
I'm just putting it out there.
I'm just saying. We want 7.
I got you too, buddy. All right, a couple bunches here, formations for the Rams on each side. Back to throw goes Regan.
Christian's wide open.
As a man is wide open. That's Grayson Malla. In the end zone, it's a Richland Ram touchdown. There's a flag on the flag. And it may be a hold here on the Richland Rams. It's on the line.
Flag 7.
Jake just looked and just saw the flag and just put his head down. He knows what's coming.
But there's a flag on the play.
But that was a well-designed play. I was going to say it might be a hold on the Richland Ram.
It looked like Christian
line.
was wide open on the near side, too.
Yep.
I don't think Central Cambria is ready for that whatsoever. I mean, you can't really expect anything else. There's less than a minute left in the game, 3rd and long. You're going to have to pass the ball. I don't know why they were so dead set on a run there.
Yeah, Richland caught again on a penalty, offensive holding. So now 3rd down and 20.
I think you go up here and give Arnold a deep shot.
Ball the 21-yard line now. We still have 52 seconds remaining here before halftime. So what would have been a Richland Ram touchdown is now back to the 21-yard line. Malla. It's going to be a false start on Richland. So Richland going backwards now.
Yeah, Brian, as you said earlier, I think that maybe looked like they were going to go for a little bit of a trick play there. It looks like Christian and McGarrett went down the field. I mean, definitely not what you want to do if that was just a designated run. I still think that there's a chance that they could come back to that.
All right, 3rd down and 25 now from the 26-yard line.
They're going to reset the clock here. They lost some time there. It should be 52. Is the clock over here? 52 seconds.
That's why we have rules analysis up in the booth with us.
There we go. It's so nice, I know.
Who knows? Maybe the Rams will score with 1 or 2 seconds left, and then that will have really mattered.
All right, so here we go. 3rd down and a long way to go. Regan tucks it into the belly of Joe McEnany. Joe McEnany able to break it out there a little bit. McEnany sheds a tackle. McEnany!
Oh, wow.
Inside for a touchdown, Joe McEnany!
What a run.
From 26 yards out. Great job by the Richland Rams, able to pick up a touchdown here before halftime on a 3rd down and 25.
Yeah, Sponge, you called that one. We won 7, huh?
This is the first time we get to say it this year. The Joe Mack attack is back.
Joe Mack was not going down. He made that little move and was not going down. He took a couple of shots, able to keep his legs going, and turns into the end zone. Joe Mack puts Richland up 13-0, pending the extra point from Mitchell Timsick.
So far this game, Joe Mack and Grayson Malla have had both the touchdowns. I mean, that's the people that you want to have on your team inside the 5-yard line. But even there, Joe Mack, we showed his speed and just breaking tackles on the outside and just continued to just break tackles the whole way down the sideline for a touchdown.
All right, Timsick able to drill that one through and put the Rams up 14-0 now with 43 seconds remaining for halftime. So
we have a lot of fans here, a lot of former players, and I saw John Rizzo over there, and that was shades of John Rizzo back in his day.
Yeah,
how he used to plow people over and run right through them.
So what a huge play in this game. Richland took 2. I mean, we negated a touchdown with a bad penalty, followed up with another penalty, and Joe Mack able to take it from 26 yards out and find the end zone from the left side. So one thing we can say so far is that the Richland Ram defense has done a really good job so far against Central Cambria. Really, I don't think Coach Belly has much fear of the Central Cambria's offense beating their defense, and the Richland offense is moving pretty well. They got to clean up some of the penalties and some of the mistakes, but they've been moving the football pretty much every single drive.
Very well. I think the first couple drives for Central Cambria, there was 1 or 2 runs that were yardages that were a little more than you'd like to see, and but since then the run's been shut down, and I think the only thing right now is a couple times a receiver's gotten behind the D-back. One time it was caught, and the other time it was overthrown. But
something to note too.
Other than that, the Richland defense has been playing really well.
I believe that the Rams get the ball at half.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was huge to score there right before half, which is.
As I said, you got a chance to add 2 scores before halftime, one right after halftime. So
that could really be the dagger.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're Central Cambria, like, what are you feeling right now? You can't stop Richland's offense. Richland's been stopping themselves.
Well, as we've seen that they've struggled to throw the ball. I mean, they already have an interception on the night, and they're going to have to start resorting to the pass here pretty soon.
That's
to try and pick up some big
that's
yardages.
when Richland has you. All right, Timsick. Whoa, this time. I like it. Little bounce on the ground. Picked up by, I think that's Makosi. And able to take it to about the 25-yard line before he's stuffed.
I can hear that one through the headset.
Again, good job by the Richland Rams special teams, doing a really good job so far on their kickoff coverage, which Sponge over the last couple of years has broken down a little bit here and there.
Yeah, I know Richland coaches really push to win special teams because it's really hard to lose a game if you're winning special teams.
I got to wonder here if Central Cambria is just not going to take a knee and take it to halftime.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they're going to do. Yep, I think they're going to take a knee and be happy to get to the locker room down 14.
And folks, during the season, during halftime, we're going to have some senior spotlight videos. We didn't have them ready for this week, but we sure will have them ready for next week.
All right, that's exactly what Central Cambria took the knee.
A penalty here.
Central Cambria takes a knee.
And what would a penalty be on when you're just taking the knee here?
That is, I think, called a really good game. I don't like that call in that spot.
Guys, something new. I'm going to grab Coach Bailey here at halftime, too, for an interview.
What questions do you have lined up for him, Sponge?
You'll see.
All right. Stay tuned.
Love it, Sponge. Don't give anything away. No, they're going to pick up that flag, so that's a good call. They're just going to wind the clock.
Did you see anything out of the ordinary there, Brian?
No.
And that should take it to halftime. The play clock's at 40.
I have to imagine they're a little bit more lenient, especially on a play like a kneel or something like that.
Yeah, if, you're trying to get into halftime and it's not safety related. So we gotta remember as well. It's not only the players' first game of the year.
For the people watching at home, I believe I just got intel that our camera is going to go out for a little bit, but please stay tuned. I think that we're still going to be on the air. From what I've heard, I think we're still going to be on the air and still chit-chatting away. Don't leave too soon. Sponge is going to get a quick interview with Coach Bailey before he heads into the locker room for half.
And that is halftime. Richland up 14-0 as we say goodbye to our pal Fred Yanity, who's leaving the booth right now. Always great to see Fred. All right, so Richland, pretty good half of football for the most part, Dom. I mean, a couple mistakes by the Rams. I'm sure they'll get that cleaned up. A couple of things that really shouldn't happen. A couple unsportsmanlike conducts, which I'm sure Coach Bailey will have a little talk with the boys. Heck, he took a timeout after the last one just to settle everybody down.
All right, guys, I have Coach here. Oh, you bought 50-50. Hold on. Starting with a 1, so I'm out.
184 out there.
14-0. What'd you see in that first half?
You know what? It's first game. We came out. I think we've created a lot of adversity for ourselves. A lot of adversity has come our way, and proud of the kids how they've overcome it. We got a 14-0 lead, and we deferred so we get the ball coming on in the second half.
Yeah, a couple unnecessary penalties there. Yeah, that's got to make you a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the penalties, but they called them, so we have to deal with that reality, and we'll come back out and ready to play for the next 24 minutes.
All right, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
We got to get him out there running. Oh, he's not running there, Sponge.
No, he's not.
You got to tell him next time he's got to run.
Check that 50-50.
All right, so we'll step aside here as the Richland Rams go into the locker room up 14-0 over the Central Cambria Red Devils. You are listening to the Richland Ram Football Network. All right, welcome back to Hurlinger Field as the Richland Band just got off. Good job by the Richland Band, by the way. Yeah, sounded really, really good. All right, so we forgot to make our picks.
I know.
Our first week.
That's
what Highlands Conference picks. So we're gonna have little competitions between us, and the loser has to buy dinner. So that's gonna be. I think I did that a couple of times last year. So here we go. So Don, read out the first matchup of the.
All right, our first matchup we have written down is Forest Hills versus Westmont.
All right, I'm taking Forest Hills in this one. Westmont's very interesting team, losing Coach Barron, coming with a whole new team. But Josh Reark used to coach that team, who's from Forest Hills. So, but I got to go Forest Hills in this one.
Yeah, I'm going Forest Hills as well. Although I think Westmont's kind of intriguing this year, but I think game one I'm going to take Forest Hills.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take Forest Hills as well. My buddy's the quarterback for Westmont, and it's Westmont still. I mean, you switched the formation, but it's still Westmont, so I'm taking Forest Hills.
Yes, I also took Forest Hills, and while we're there, we'll just give you the halftime score. It's 35-13 Forest Hills.
So we got. All right, next matchup.
Bedford McCourt.
All right, I'm going to go with Bedford this one just because I think Bedford, over the years, they lose people, but they're almost like a Penn Cambria team. They seem to always just have big guys, big athletic. I'm going to go Bedford in that one.
Yeah, I like Bedford as well in that particular matchup.
As much as I hate McCourt, I think that they just got a good group of guys coming back, so I think the McCourt's going to have the edge on them.
Yeah, I also picked McCourt, and currently McCourt is winning 17-0 at half.
Okay.
Next game, Chestnut Ridge versus Greater Johnstown.
All right, this one's a pretty easy one for me, Chestnut Ridge.
Yep, Chestnut Ridge.
Chestnut Ridge.
I took Greater Johnstown. I think that they're going to be, even though they lost some of their best pieces, last year, I think that
this is fun because the loser of this buys dinner at the end of the year, so you have to get good start.
Sorry to say, they're losing 13-0 at half.
That's fine. They can come back.
All right, next game.
Next game, Penn Cambria versus Somerset.
I'm going Penn Cambria. Just based on what I saw in that scrimmage, I just think that team was pretty good. So I'm gonna go Penn Cambria.
Yeah, I'm going to go Penn Cambria as well. I know Somerset lost a lot of their players to graduation from last year's team, so.
I'm going to take Penn Cambria as well. I mean, yeah, like what Ed said, when we were watching the scrimmage, they're still the same Penn Cambria team that we remember, just minus a couple key pieces.
And I took Somerset, and I wish Brian would have told me that before I picked them. Because now at half, it's Penn Cambria 37, Somerset 10.
There we go.
Next matchup is Bellwood Annis versus Clearfield.
That way, Clearfield just always seems to have a really good team, so I'm going Clearfield.
Yeah, I'm going Clearfield as well.
Yeah, some kid from Clearfield made me do a headstand last year, so I'll take Clearfield.
I took Clearfield as well, but right now it's Bellwood Annis 21-14 at half.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. All right, right now we have Bishop Guilfoyle versus Penns Valley.
Again, pretty easy game. Going to go Bishop Guilfoyle on this one.
Yeah, Bishop Guilfoyle.
Yeah, Bishop Guilfoyle, defending state champs. I'm sure Sponge has the same.
Yep, but it's a close one at half. Guilfoyle 14-12.
Okay. All right. Next game we have Central versus Phillipsburg Osceola.
Yeah, I'm going to go Central. This one we've seen Central all the time. Team Central just always seems to have a good team, so I'm going Central.
Yeah, I'm going to go Central as well, but for some reason I feel like this game's going to be a tight one.
Yeah, Central just has those big farm boys, so it's kind of hard to bet against them. I'm going to take Central.
And I went with Central also, but those big farm boys are losing 28-20 at half right now.
Wow. This is good. Yeah, very good.
All right, next game we have Huntington versus Bald Eagle.
Yeah, I'm going Bald Eagle on this one. We've seen Huntington in the past. So, yeah, I'm going Bald Eagle. Like what I've seen of them.
I'm also going Bald Eagle.
Yeah, I'm going to take Bald Eagle too. They lost a lot a couple years ago and had a down year, but I think they're going to bounce back.
And I went Bald Eagle also, but Huntington's winning 7-3 at half.
All right. Now we have Tyrone Bellefonte.
I think Tyrone's a very strong team this year, so I'm going Tyrone.
I actually like Bellefonte in this one. A lot of times if Tyrone is going to have a ball, it's first game of the year.
Yeah, I'm going to take Tyrone as well. They knocked out Forest Hills last year, so.
I went Tyrone as well, and they are winning 14-7 at half.
Right. And obviously this game we all chose the Richland. 14-0 here at half as well. So now getting ready for the opening kickoff of the third quarter. And And there it goes. So the first time receiving for the Richland Rams. Picked up there
By Joey Mack, it looks
on the
like.
right sideline by Joe McInerney. John McInerney could be gone. Joe McInerney has it. The 30, the 20, the 10, and Joe Mack is gone.
There's a flag.
Flag on the play at the 49-yard line.
That might be unsportsmanlike on Grayson Mola, and if it is, he's disqualified.
Grayson's already got one unsportsmanlike call in this game. But if he gets a second one, not only is he gone for this game, but he's gone for next game as well. And we'll see what the call is, but that flag is at the 49-yard line.
Will that touchdown stand, Brian?
The touchdown will stand if it's unsportsmanlike. It's a personal foul.
Holding. It's only a holding call. Just a holding call. Just a holding call. So Joe Mack broke one. This flag came out the 49-yard line of Central Cambria is where the flag lays, but this one's coming back.
No, he might have signaled. It actually was a personal foul.
Yeah, he signaled holding on that call. A ball coming back to the, looks like place at the 41-yard line. Still a pretty good spot. Richland going to get the ball at the 41-yard line, but it would have been a huge touchdown for Richland on special teams. Now at the 41-yard line as we're underway here in the third quarter.
Yeah, regardless of the outcome, that was a great return by Joey Mack, and if that's a look for the future, I think the Rams are going to be in great shape heading into next week.
But again, this is about their third or fourth holding call, and this is stuff, again, you've got to clean up. You cannot have big plays negated. That's the second touchdown now that's been negated by a holding call.
And did we get a number on that?
Yeah, it was on Grayson.
On Grayson. Did it end up being a personal foul?
All right, first down and 10. Regan, quick hit out to Jameer Christian. Jameer actually went backwards, tried to make that little bit of a move, lost a couple yards, but still complete a pass by Regan to Jameer Christian.
No, it was right. It actually was a hold.
Okay. That's huge for the Rams there. Grayson Mall is already on some thin ice this game, and I'm sure that they're watching him with a little bit heavier eye than everyone else.
All right, that's going to bring up second down in about 4. As Richland now has the ball over the 45-yard line to about the 47.
Oh, no, it's okay.
This is going to be a handoff. I believe it was Joe Mack, and you can't tell the number right now. I think it was Joey Mack.
Braden Nepper.
Braden Nepper on the handoff. So Nepper.
Joe Mack looked at me here on the sidelines. He said, they don't want us to win.
Yeah, I wonder if the Rams will just continue to pound the starters until it gets into a almost uncomebackable spot. I mean, obviously 2 scores is not that much, but good move by Regan in the backfield.
Yeah, third down and 4. Regan able to pick it up with his own legs. Able to turn over midfield and gets over the 45-yard line to the 44 into Central Cambria territory. Good run by Jake Regan. Give the Richland Rams a first down. As McInerney checks in now, Braden Nepper will check out. And Mallow will go in the backfield with Jake Regan.
Yeah, I wonder at one point you pull the starters.
I know it's only a 14-0 game. They're going to stay out there for his first game of the year. I think keeps him out there until his game gets a little out of reach.
I would say the game looks a little bit, I feel like it's a little more Richland heavy than
there's a flag on the play.
The score
could be a little motion again on Richland.
I think Richland has physically and mentally dominated this game.
Yeah, it's on Richland, the center.
And again, this is the third false start here by the Richland Rams too. So this is stuff that's got to be taken care of. I'm sure they'll look over and they'll talk about it over the course of the week. I mean, Dom, you've been on those discussions too as to what goes on and says, guys, we got to clean this up.
Yeah, that's definitely something that just can't continue to happen. I know that the coaches are going to be on them all week about this, and I would be very, very surprised if there's this many penalties next week.
And it's not uncommon in the first game to see a little bit of jitter, sloppy play, and
for sure.
It gets cleaned up.
It even happens in the pros. I mean, it's first game of the year.
Good
Absolutely.
game for there, about 6 yards.
Yep, on a 1st and 15 play, Arnold able to pick up 6. So Arnold having a pretty good game. Nothing really down the field quite yet. They tried a couple of times, I guess, but nothing really completed down the field yet.
First shots in the first drive of the game, but other than that, it's been...
Someone on the sidelines told me that Duke University is here watching Arnold tonight.
I believe that.
All right, second down and 9 now. As I'll put McInerney in motion, and another flag, or what's on the play here? They blew the whistle. Referee checking the sideline.
Nothing.
And now just going to reset. And then just go again. So no penalty on the play. That's an official's whistle.
They were trying to make sure it was second down.
It's a little bit unfortunate for the Rams if they were trying to keep up the tempo there.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, second down and 9. For the Rams, Grayson Malla in the backfield. He'll be to the right.
Sponge, do you pick up a lot of the yelling down there? Because up here in the booth, I can hear a couple coaches yelling on the sideline.
Joe Mack going in motion.
I hear it all.
Inside handoff to Grayson Malla. Malla turns the corner, gets to the 40-yard line before he's upended. Really nice tackle there. I believe that's number 3.
Cam Stevens.
Cam Stevens makes a nice tackle. Bring up third down and 6. And again, this is 4-down territory. Let's face it, for Brandon Bailey. He's over midfield. He is not going to stop. So look for, if they don't pick it up here, they're definitely going for it on fourth.
Do we know who the Richland punter is this year? I mean, we haven't got to see it yet, obviously.
I
believe it's Jake Regan.
During the scrimmage, he used Jake, right?
Jake punted last week in the scrimmage, and he was warming up, I believe.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be Brady Jones, but I guess he
didn't catch the bus.
All right, quick pass out to Arnold McGarrah again. Arnold McGarrah first down. As he gets over the 30-yard line. So those are quick passes that we've seen now a couple of times to Arnold McGarrah working very, very well on that left sideline.
That was a great awareness there. He knew it was a yard short, so instead of just taking out of bounds and not taking a hit, he ended up putting his foot in the ground and getting a couple extra there to pick up the first.
All right, so Richland on the move again.
It looks like they're backing off. It looks like they were going to press him there.
Jake Regan going for it on the right side. For Jameer Christian. Touchdown! It is a touchdown! Richland Rams! Jake Regan on a 29-yard strike for Jameer Christian on the right end zone. Great throw by Jake Regan right in stride to Jameer Christian.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be happy about that.
Oh, yeah. Richland goes up 20-0 now, pending the extra point. As Mitchell Timsek comes back onto the field, so exactly what you wanted from Richland. Come out, put another score on the board. He scored right before halftime. We talked about Richland getting the ball, and automatically goes right to the field and puts up another score.
That very well could be the dagger of this game.
All right, so Timsek. Good snap, good hold, kick is up, and Mitchell Timsek has been perfect all night, puts that one through. 21-0 your score. Now here's the deal, like we said. Now they can put the ball in the air. Yeah. You're down 21-0. You're not going to probably run the football as much as you were in the first half. Now down 3 scores. Ball's got to go in the air. This is where Richland can really get their ears back and come out to the quarterback.
That's exactly what Richland wants to.
Sit back and play the pass. And Timsek looks real good. I mean, those kicks are flying through.
I was just going to say, but he's got a lot of leg behind him. I'm going to close that door. We're getting a lot of background. I don't know if that's just a sponge.
You can obviously see the background in soccer when he just goes up there and flicks his leg and it goes, almost the whole way to the track there.
All right, so good opening third quarter drive by the Rams. What would have been, though, an absolute electric return by Joe McInerney. He got called back on a holding call, but the Rams able to go right down the field. They got it at the 41-yard line and drove 59 yards right down the field, ended up with a 29-yard strike.
I mean, obviously, I'd like to see this game a little bit closer, but so the Rams can keep airing out the ball. Because
I would disagree. I'm sure Coach Bailey is like, no, we like this. We don't want this game close at all.
They've done such a great job of just contributing or getting everyone to contribute here. Like everyone's touched the ball a little bit. They're giving the ball to Jameer for a touchdown, Joe Mack touchdown, Grayson Malla touchdown. Arnold McGarrah has picked up some big gains. Although right now it looks like Arnold McGarrah is being checked up on the sideline by some trainers. I hope that's nothing too serious.
Well, they'll put Jet Williams back deep here now for Central Cambria, along with, I believe that's number 9, A.J. Galley.
Sponge, it looks like Timsek's lined up on the right hash again.
Yeah, that must be his spot. He must like that over there. I'll try to find out from him.
All right, Timsek.
A little bit of backspin.
And goes over the head and touched by the player. I believe he touched that ball. Did he not?
Okay, he must have missed it.
Now referees threw the flag, so it's going to go out of bounds. Ball comes out at, I believe, the 40-yard line.
Besides where that ball ended up, 35. That was a pretty good kick. He got some good distance behind that. Yeah. I mean, if that would have stayed in bounds, that would have pinned him right there on the 1 or 2.
Yep. Yeah, I almost thought he touched his hand to it, but the referee was right there.
Yeah, and they elected to take it at the 35. They also have the option to assess 5 yards and have him re-kick. Yeah,
they'll opt to pick it up at the 35-yard line.
That must just show how good the Richland Rams special teams have been. If they don't want them to go back and kick it again, that they'd rather just take the ball from the 35 than risk getting pinned back deep.
All right, first down and 10 now with 7:53 remaining in the third quarter. Richland up 21-0.
I'd be really surprised if they keep the ball on the ground here. They almost have to air it out.
All right, handoff.
Right as I say that.
And they try to go up the middle. They'll pick up 5 yards to the 40-yard line. So Central Cambria going on the ground, but all this is playing into Richland's hands. The truth, clock's just going to run. Ball taken to the 39-yard line. So second down and 6, and I think the running back is down. We have a
Brian, at what point in the
get back up now?
At what point, scoreboard, like score-wise, would the clock just be continuously running? Is it 35?
It's 35.
Chapel did get injured on that play.
That's 35 at any point in the game?
No, 35 at halftime or after.
Okay. Yeah, it's got to be in this going to second half.
So you can be up 40 in the first half, and if the other team scores a touchdown right before halftime to get it back under 35, you have to.
When I was a little bit younger, I came and watched a football game here, and I think Richland put up 60 points in the first half on Greater Johnstown. It was just an absolute beatdown.
All right, second down and 6.
Keeper for Pittsinger.
Pitsinger's going to hold it himself, but he's going to go nowhere. Stopped by about 17 Rams just coming to make the tackle. So he goes nowhere.
As a defensive coordinator, that's what you got to love to see. Just a bunch of guys, a bunch of blue helmets rallying to the ball and finishing the tackle.
Joe Ragno was there first.
Joe Ragno having a pretty good game.
Joey's done well.
So Arnold looking.
Joey's a sophomore, I believe, right?
No, Joe's a junior.
Junior? Okay.
Yeah, Joey's a junior.
First year starting now.
Yeah, that's going to be a great guy if he can pick up where Joe Penna left off. Not even necessarily being as good as Joe Penna, but just being able to fill the shoes at middle linebacker. That would be very huge to have.
Seems to have the speed and the instincts. He just needs to get a little bigger.
Speed.
Okay, so Sanoski now is your big running back. Is
Brian, you know Joey pretty well, don't you?
Yeah, he's actually. My son is married to Joey's sister.
Down in the backfield for
Pittsinger running for his life, and he's going to get taken down.
Looks like Joe Mack wrapped him up there. Maybe Ashton Roberts was there to help finish it.
The big thing that happened was Ryan Chapel got hurt.
There's a flag deep.
Flag way downfield.
It's going to be maybe
came in from the field judge.
It could be a holding call. It won't be passing.
It was very, very late.
Wow.
Yeah, that's almost got to be a personal foul.
It could be a holding call too down the field.
I feel like that was a little bit too late to be a holding there. They didn't do that until that kid started walking back. I think his head turned. Maybe Nepper said something to him. Maybe he said something to Nepper. It's hard to tell from up here.
That was the third one on Richland. This is stuff they cannot have.
Yeah, that's got to be cleaned up.
No, seriously, that's 3 now.
That's 45 yards just given up.
Was that called on 23?
It was called on 23.
So Ray Nepper picks up an unsportsmanlike call.
Do those reset every game then, Brian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Although you don't want to have to be in a situation where you need them to reset, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah, this is just stuff.
I believe the ref explained it as he did the sword. You're not allowed to do the sword.
Any kind of weapon.
Sparks, did you say something about a Duke guy being here? Because I'm not completely sure this is just a coincidence, but there's a guy standing right down by the gate there that has a Duke sweatshirt on.
I think Chapel is back in the backfield now.
Could be.
And this will be Chapel takes the handoff. Chapel will get over midfield and get down to about the 47 before he's taken down. Maybe give him the 48. We'll see where they spot the tip of the ball. But he's coming up gimpy again. He left the field gimpy. I think he may just have a cramp.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
But he went off the field a couple plays earlier. They put Sanoski in the backfield. Now Chapel's going to have to leave again. He's in a little discomfort.
I mean, he's kind of just been getting his butt kicked. He's feel like he's getting the ball almost every play, just right up the middle.
He's been pretty workhorse of this game.
Yeah, I mean, they're just giving him the rock right up the middle almost every time, I feel like. It's not even like they're trying to get him out in some space. They're just trying to pick up those 2 to 3 yards.
All right, clock down to 5:04 and counting here in the third quarter, which is up 21-0. Second down and 8 for Central Cambria. This is a handoff just off of right tackle. And I believe that was McCossie, number 6, or McCossie.
Number 6.
I don't think
we have a Central Cambria player down.
Hey guys, I asked Timsick. He said coach is telling me to put it there. He wants the ball kept to the right side tonight.
Okay. Is that a win thing, you think? Is it windy down the field?
No, not at all. It's no wind whatsoever.
We know that Hurtlinger can get to be a wind tunnel at sometimes, especially a little bit later in the season when it's cold out.
Number 52 getting to his own feet. This is good to see. Hunter Spokart looks to be okay, walking off his own power, so always good to see. It'll be a 3rd and 6 upcoming for Central Cambria. They have the ball at the Richland 46-yard line, down 21-0. So, 4 down territory.
I think right now it's 4 down territory, but I think Central Cambria is starting to get a little bit predictable in their plays here. It's allowing Richland to kind of, in passing situations.
Well, especially they lost a big running back now, too.
I'd like to go back on my word. I think I'd rather see some of the younger guys, some younger offensive linemen get some good reps towards the end of this game.
Pitcher going to air this one out, looking for a man down the field. It has the man, it has the catch. And it's going to be a pass interference on Richland as well. On the play, but it'll be turned down there as number 3. Colin Stevens doing a great catch. What a play on that play.
Boy, I didn't. No, it's a great catch, but I don't like the call. I mean, he was going for.
Yeah, so Pitzinger made the catch. They could call pass interference anyway, but Central Cambria had to pick up a nice big chunk play down the 19-yard line of Richland. So good play on 3rd and 6. And Central Cambria threatening now.
That was that situation. Richland just made a substitution there, Ed.
There you go.
I didn't really see anything on the pass interference. Did he shove him right before he caught the ball, or did he trip up?
I didn't see anything.
Was it weak?
That's the ball at the 18-yard line.
I guess it didn't really matter anyways because he caught it.
Right.
1st down and 10. Back to the I formation.
They're going to go right back up to a power here. Yep. Right up the middle.
Yeah, right up the gut. This is going to be a touchdown for Central Cambria. Able to drag a couple Richland players with them into the end zone. I think that might have been, was it the fullback? Was that Alex Cuba, number 25? So Central Cambria comes back with a big answer to make this one 21-6, pending the extra point.
Once again, penalties kill them. They had them stopped, and someone does the sword, and there you go. 7 points.
Well, and eventually it's going to hurt you, Sponge. That's the 3rd one, and the 3rd one hurt.
Yeah, you got to be more disciplined.
Not only does that hurt in the game, though, it also makes the coaches a little bit cautious. Like, can I put you out here? You already have one, and we need you for the next game.
Absolutely. Got to keep her head in check. All right, so Central Cambria attempting the extra point. That was going to be
I wonder if he hit that weird off his foot, or if he just pulled it.
I think he did the Beazle.
Wouldn't it go the other way?
Actually, it's been shanked to the right. Yeah,
that's about what all my shots look like.
Yeah, we'll call this a duck hook.
That's what my drives look like.
A duck hook to the left. So Beazle, if you're listening, we're sorry. We don't mean to pick on you, man, but.
So he knows you call it the Beazle.
Oh, yeah.
Just making sure.
Actually came out on the deck on Wednesday night.
It did.
I think it was Ken Goliath that.
Now is he always
threw the Beazle out there?
Is he always shanking them, or is it just like
he is a very good golfer.
He's a very good golfer. The problem is
when it rains, it pours.
When the problem is it gets in his head, and he'll have the shanks for a couple of weeks.
Yep.
But then he spends way too much time on the range, when really you should just leave the course and forget about it. He'll go to the range for 2 hours, go back out the next day and shank 5 more, 6 more, and it just. Yeah, I think he's finally out of it now. I played with him for 3 days up at Penn National on a little golf trip, and he played well. I didn't have one of them, so I think he's worked his way out of it.
For those who don't know, Ed and Brian up here in the booth with me are very good golfers, and myself am not. I am absolutely horrible. So
Sponge?
Sponge is pretty good.
No, not pretty good.
I wouldn't say Sponge as good as you.
Heck no.
He's not quite there yet, but
I'm a 20 handicap.
Oh, okay, that's not even bad.
Yeah, it is.
All 3 of you guys talk about golf, and I feel so left out because it takes me about just 15 shots to get onto the green. Out at Wimber Country Club, I was playing by myself the other day. I don't know if I told this story. I definitely haven't told it on air, but I actually shot a 17 on hole 6 at Wimber Country Club when I was playing by myself. That doesn't count the 2 breakfast balls I took off the first tee.
That's going to be kicked out of bounds as well, so Richland will take over at their 35-yard line.
Tom, you got to learn to pick up the ball after 8 strokes.
Yeah, I got at Richland golf practice the other day. I actually got a DNF. So
Well, here's the thing,
that
though.
didn't feel too good.
So when I play golf with Brian, it takes me 2 shots just to get to where his drive is. So don't feel bad. I mean, Brian hits like a laser. It's like this ball that gets maybe 10 feet off the ground with the bullets, and they go about 300 and some yards. It's amazing to watch. Plus, the biggest thing I say about Brian, the cigar is in his mouth the entire time. How he doesn't burn a shirt, I don't know. I can't do it. He does it, and it's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Is that the most impressive part of his game?
That may be.
Brian's a good, Brian's a good golfer. He hits the ball a long way. It's a good short game.
Well, that must not look too good for Team Penn State.
And he's going to hit right. When Team Penn State plays Team Pitt, August 31st, Team Pitt is going to take this one down.
You guys are going down.
All right, 1st and 10 from the 25 come Richland Rams after the Central Cambria score. 21-6 now your score with 3:58 remaining in the third quarter. This is going to be Joey Mack, and he will take it over the 25 before he's upended at the 26-yard line.
Right back to the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by number 25, Alex Kubat.
So Kubat having a pretty good game as well for Central Cambria. You know,
It's a
some
shame they're
tackles.
losing. Maybe he would have been Richland Ram player of the game. Maybe.
Yes,
Still deciding.
we'll have to have a group discussion when this one's over. We still have a long way to go. 21-6.
Is that an on-air discussion, or is that a?
We can definitely discuss it on air. Why not? We have to bring the audience in this conversation.
I was just wondering if we were going to just make it a big surprise at the end to see who we pick.
All right, 2nd down and 9 as Regan rolls out to his right, throws it, has a man. That's Arnold McGarrah. He dropped it.
Drop on McGarrah.
So again, Arnold McGarrah had it, lost it, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 9. We have another injured player down for Central Cambria. This may just be some cramps as well.
First game of the season, people definitely aren't.
Yeah, we saw it happen in this
used
scrimmage
to
a
the
couple
tempo,
times too. Yeah, it's a little bit warm, and I think it's just a cramp. But Arnold McGarrah flashed across the middle of the field, good throw, and just could not quite hold on. And unfortunately, we've seen this over the couple of years. Arnold McGarrah just having a little hard time sometimes securing the football. So 3rd down and 9. This would be a huge stop for Central Cambria, who really, besides Richland stopping themselves, hasn't stopped Richland all night long.
Yep. I still think that this drive is young. I still think that they could pick up a big chunk here, convert on 4th. I don't think that the Rams really have a chance of punting unless they go deep into their own territory here.
All right, 3rd down and 9. Regan back to throw, has a man right up, and that's Mala. And Mala will have enough for the first down as he gets close to he will get the 40-yard line. So nice design play, Brian. They had like a bunch of receivers, like 4 wide receivers here on the left, and got Mala out in the open, and a nice throw by Regan.
Yeah, that looked like a good play concept. It looked like they had 3 different levels crossing to pull all the defenders out, and they just had a bleeder running back right out of the backfield for that swing pass.
And they go right back to Mello over the right side there.
Yeah, Mello will pick up 2 on that play.
I think that the way they're using him is the way that he should be used. I mean, they're giving him the ball in the air. They're giving him the ball on the ground. He's making plays on defense. Yeah, he's had a couple penalties here and there, but I think they can look past that if he keeps playing with the aggressiveness that he has been.
All right, 2nd down and 8 now. Joe McEnany will be in the backfield here with Regan.
Looks like they're double covering Jameer on the...
Yeah, they have 2 men shading his way.
It doesn't look like they have anyone over over Arnold.
Yeah, Arnold, but I think the safety. Regan lost the ball as he went back.
Just jump on it.
Yeah, Regan lost the ball as he went back to fire. Just lost the handle on it.
Looked like he was looking for McGarrah though.
He was. I think the safety was picking up Arnold McGarrah.
Yeah, that's an interesting concept. They have an extra defender over top of Christian and
I think
single coverage on Arnold, but deep.
Yeah, the defensive end crashed.
Okay.
Defensive end crashed, and I think Jake was trying to pull it down and just lost it.
All right, so bring up 3rd down and 16 after the loss on the play.
I think that was a designed RPO, Brian.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I mean, I saw all the linemen start blocking this way, and the running back, unless that was just a really good fake, it looked like the running back was ready to take the ball there.
All right, ball all the way back to the 39-yard line. Regan over the middle, it's tipped. Tipped, lost it. That was going to be an easy interception there by Makosi. He drops the football, so Richland will be in a punt situation here.
Yeah, you're behind the sticks.
You're going to see the first punt of the night for Richland.
Yep, first punt of the night. And Central Cambria have a little momentum now, 21-6. They're able to stop Richland on the possession. And back deep for Central Cambria will be Makosi.
I think that's the same play that they just ran where they hit Mala for that first down. It did look like Joe Mack was coming out of the backfield, and he looked open to me, but I don't know if a defensive end was sitting on it or not.
It looks like it is. Regan punting.
Yeah, Regan's going to do the punting duties.
Looks like Mala's the personal protector there.
Ashton Roberts is your snapper.
All right.
Oh, they're bringing pressure.
Regan able to get a good high kick by Regan. Fair catch called by Makosi at the 30-yard line. So good job by Regan. Got a lot of air on that with a lot of pressure coming at him, Brian.
Yeah, he was under a lot of pressure there.
Another flag on the play. Let's come out late too. Is this on Central Cambria maybe?
That can't be on Richland there.
No, this was all I saw was Central Cambria play. That's all I saw.
They got Central Cambria.
Maybe Central Cambria doing a little talking now.
It's a 15-yard penalty.
So it might be another unsportsmanlike conduct. This will be the fourth of the game. The first not against Richland, so that's a good sign.
Did you get a number on that, Brian?
21.
21. That was Ryan Chappell, who's been taking all the workload for Central Cambria.
Yeah, he came out with a cramp. He came back a couple plays later and left with another cramp. Trying to play through it, and once those cramps come, those are difficult to get rid of.
You need like a massage gun, some pickle juice.
Yeah, like get the rolling pin out on the sideline. You roll the leg and do what you can, but.
That's just, you need to go home. After you start cramping during a game, you just need to go home and drink like 5 Gatorades.
Yeah. Another bad play though. This one on Central Cambria, a really terrible time. They had some momentum going.
Yeah.
And we're going to get it as the 30-yard line. And
that seems to be a theme in tonight's game, just killing all momentum with personal fouls or unnecessary penalties.
All right, down to 111 in the third quarter. First down and 10.
Handoff
in the backfield. Chappell able to break the first one, but really goes kind of nowhere. Maybe picks up a yard or two. He went back to it.
Chase Tresnicki was in there for the first hit, and then Brody Hollis finished another player.
Another player down.
You always see these cramps this time of year.
All right, while I got a moment, I am going to read down the list of sponsors. I want to thank them all. So I apologize, we didn't have these laminated yet, so I'm going to do my best here. So thank you, First Summit Bank, First Team Advertising, Able Pest Control, Advanced Office Systems, Advantage Auto Service, Ashboro Landscaping, DB Homes, Beeline Express Trucking, Beauty Lawn, Best Door and Window Company, Cardellino Eye Care, Chan Soon Jong Medical Center, Dr. Edward L. DiMartino, DMD, The Willow, Flair of Country Catering, FWF Insurance, Erie Insurance, FX Screen Printing and Embroidery, the Johnstown Insider, Next Gen Amusements, Laurel Auto Group, the Fifth Eatery and Ale House, Precious Metals and Diamond Company, Pinnacle Chiropractic, Moore Family Dentistry, Mahauko's General Contracting, Market Basket, RNDT, RPM Signs, State Senator Wayne Langerholtz, Slovenian Savings and Loan, and Advantage Physical Therapy. Thank you to one and all. I promise next week we will have them laminated. It'll be a little bit easier to do. I'm trying to read this off my phone, so hang in there with me, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support.
And while we're on the list of shout-outs, I'd like to say thank you to Martin Baker America for letting me use their laminator to get all of our rosters printed up nice and beautiful.
There we go. And I want to say a big shout-out to the Fifth, too. We went there for our dinner, had a great meal there.
That was my first time there. Someone said the wings are good, and man, they were delicious.
And we got to meet Brian's kids there, which was nice to have them there.
Well, half of them anyway.
While we're doing a shout out to my wife Stephanie at home. She's watching it on the big screen on YouTube.
Hi, Steph.
How you doing, Steph? All right, second down and 12 with 37 seconds left before the end of the third quarter. And Pitzinger gets a big rush. Pitzinger going nowhere. He goes down at about the 7-yard line. So Richland coming with the big rush, able to get home and sponge who's in on those tackles. Didn't really pick up the numbers of who got in on a sack.
I think it was Joe Mack and Brody Hollis.
There we go.
Okay. Joe Mack, I don't know.
Joe Mack having a great game, yeah.
He might be wearing the chain.
Yeah, Brody Hollis does such a good job on that line, too. Brody Hollis been a stalwart the last couple years.
He's such a solid player.
I'd love to see 55 out there.
Those are two seniors this year that have been key pieces in the last couple of years.
All right, and that will be the end of the third quarter. Richland up 21-6. Third down and 12 upcoming.
If you guys want to look to the
Cambria
Richland
Red Devils.
sideline, this is one of the biggest Richland traditions. As soon as the fourth quarter starts, put your fours up.
So, yeah, you can definitely tell it's the first game of the year with a couple of mistakes really by both sides, a little sloppy play. But Richland going to BG on the road next week, Brian, which is a huge test for this Richland Ram team.
Yeah, typically Coach Willer has Bishop Guilfoyle playing at a high level year in and year out, so that'll be a test early in the year.
I do believe that they did lose their best last year, so I'm curious to see how they'll bounce back, because as Bishop Guilfoyle, they're always good at football. They'll always put out a competitive team on the field, so I'd just like to see how they'll bounce back.
There's a bit of a reason for that, though, too. They don't go through your typical high school.
Let's try and keep this.
They get to go out and
I feel
everyone said, but you know it.
I feel very strongly about that kind of stuff.
They can replace players a little more easily than anybody else can. So
Speaking of that stuff, Bishop McCourt is winning 32-7.
I think I had Bishop McCourt in that game, if I'm not mistaken.
No, you had Bedford.
I'm just teasing.
Bishop Guilfoyle is 14-12 in the third quarter, so it's closer than we thought.
Me and Sponge made a good choice there.
I think Sponge had a little insider in. I think Sponge cheated on that one. Looking at the halftime score. Yeah.
This one is a little surprising, just at the score, 44-10, Penn Cambria over Somerset.
Sponge, you want to remind the crowd of who you took in that game?
Somerset, I think.
Third down and 12. Pitzinger getting a big rush from behind again.
Joe
and
Mack.
Pitzinger is taking out Joey Mack again with another sack. And this is really close to the goal line. We're putting at about the 3-yard line or so.
It's going to be a great opportunity to
this is what Richland comes after the punter, I would believe, because this is going to be...
Somebody is down again.
Oh, yeah, somebody in the end.
Joe Mack with cramps.
Oh, no. So I expect to see in the beginning of the year a lot of cramping going on. And hopefully that's all that it is.
While we have an injury timeout, I'll keep reading some scores. We got Forest Hills over Westmont, 42-13.
Like I said, it's still Westmont. It's not really going to change.
Yeah, it looks like just a cramp they're kind of pulling on the way.
Do you have the Chestnut Ridge?
Chestnut Ridge, 20. Greater Johnstown, 3.
Well, I think I sold on that one, but it's okay. Do you have Clearfield, Belwood-Annis?
I will in 1 second. It is 21-21.
Wow.
Third quarter.
It's a good game.
What else am I missing?
What about Tyrone Belfont?
Tyrone is winning 20-7.
All right.
John Mack getting up to his feet here. Looks good.
Here's an interesting one. Do you Bald Eagle area Huntington?
Bald Eagle, Huntington is up 7-3.
Wow, still. Okay. I'd have to imagine Central's winning.
So hopefully this is nothing more than just a cramp on Joe Mack. He's limping a little bit coming off, but at least he's on his own power.
Phillipsburg, 35, Central, 24 in the third quarter.
Wow, we all whiffed on that one, didn't we?
Although I did say I think Phillipsburg's a team that's going to be surprise some people. I didn't think they'd surprise Central.
All right, so the punter for Pitzinger is at the back of his own end zone. Jameer Christian at about the 45-yard line.
You almost have to send everyone back here. This is going to be a huge opportunity for...
Are you surprised you're even putting the man back?
Still finished.
And a pretty good punt away. Jameer comes up and catches it on the run. Jameer Christian hit hard, stays on his feet, but taken down about the 30-yard line right where he caught it. So good job by the Central Cambria Red Devil special teams. That was a really good punt.
That was a good play by the long snapper there. Just snap and get downfield. He really stopped Jameer. That could have been a huge play.
Yep. Jameer caught that on the run.
Yeah.
Got to the 30-yard line and took a big stick into the gut and didn't go anywhere else. So.
And in those situations, the punter's got to really recognize that he cannot take a step back.
Exactly. Can't go anywhere. Got to stay right where you are.
Or it'd be like that clip of the Cowboys quarterback, or that's the Lions, I believe. That's running out of the back of the end zone there looking for a read downfield.
Oh, they got nobody out here.
Nobody covering on McGill. Yeah, and they just caught it and called timeout.
No, he chopped the play in.
There's nobody over there. First down and 10. They're going to go for Arnold. Now they're going to throw it out to Jameer underneath. And Jameer Christian able to go across the 25-yard line. So about the 23, it looks like.
That was the clear-out play I spoke about, but unfortunately there was nobody there to clear out.
But Central Cambria player was calling for timeout. They did not give it to him.
Yeah, second down and 3 now. 11:04.
Brian, what's the ruling on calling for timeouts? Is anyone on the field allowed to call for a timeout?
Any player can call for a timeout.
What about coaches? Can all coaches call for timeouts?
No, it's usually the head coach, but the team designates a timeout caller. Okay. So it's usually the head coach.
Nepper will take this one and get to about the 20-yard line. Should be enough for another Richland first down.
Joe Mack told me he's just cramping up. I said, you're working towards that chain. He said, I want one more sack.
All right, first down and 10 for Richland. Good news on Joey Mack, yeah. And those cramp sponge can, you can hear, especially when it's a little hotter, tend to really pop up. All right, first down and 10. Richland has the ball at the 19-yard line.
I would like to see another shot to the end zone here. I mean, first and long. Inside, you're not going to, I guess they have a two-back set, but.
All right, Regan rolls out to his right, looking down the field. Regan steps, throws, and he threw it over the head of the returning receiver. It's picked off. So Regan made a little bit of a mistake there.
Good play design. I wouldn't be surprised if they came back to that.
That's Ridge Kuchman who picks off the ball.
Yeah, that was an overthrow. He overthrew Nate Pugh.
Yeah, he had Nate Pugh open and just overthrew the ball. And Ridgman was right there. Or Ridge Kuchman, I should say, was right there to make the interception. So first down and 10, Central Cambria, with 10:05 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 21-6 your score.
I'm sure the defense would like to pin him back deep again and get one more chance at trying to block.
Well, I tell you what, they came heavy against Pitzinger last set of downs, a lot of sacks. So we'll see if what kind of pressure Richland brings again. Pitzinger has to roll out to his right.
Max chasing
takes some pressure again, throws this one out, and we'll go over the head of everybody and fall incomplete. But yeah, bro, Richland's doing the same as we talked about, Brian. Once they get down, they got to throw the football. Richland's doing a great job now. Just putting these and just come right after.
Looks like another Central Cambria player is down with cramps. It looks like his teammate's trying to help him out.
That's actually two. Number 2 limped off the field.
I saw 2 over there. He went down too with a cramp. Yep.
So I don't.
Jeez.
Get out the pickle juice.
I was gonna say yellow mustard and pickle juice.
There you go. That'll do the trick.
Hey guys,
I think Brian Zutter wants to go on the air.
Guys, after the shout out to my wife, she texted me and said, "Why don't you tell them I have a better handicap than you?"
Yes, Steph is a very, very, very good golfer. So yes, Stephanie can flat out play.
Sponge, if she can beat you, I can only imagine what our scorecards would look like.
Steph can play, trust me.
She'd probably kick my teeth in, like bad.
Well, I can fix them though.
Huh? Oh yeah,
Steph kicks your teeth in, I'll fix them for you.
I don't know if you're. I don't know. I don't floss that often. You might not want to be working on my mouth.
All right, second down and 10. As Pitzinger goes back into the gun here. 4 wide receivers to the left. Pitzinger going to haul this one out deep right.
Taking a shot.
Has a man. Great throw. That was a great throw and a great catch.
Ridge Kuchman, I believe.
Ridge Kuchman, who made the interception, picks up this one. Going against like
Ridge Kuchman was the ball at midfield for Central Cambria.
So a huge pass play.
Yeah, he has a pretty good arm.
That was a good shot. He's an underclassman still too. I believe he's a sophomore. Yeah. 6'2", 180. That's pretty good size for an underclassman.
He's able to. Is that Jake Regan in coverage?
Yeah, I believe.
So able to beat Jake Regan, but it was a great. They had to take a great throw to make that, and that was a great throw.
I think they're going to go back to the run here.
Yeah. So ball at midfield. And
good job by Grayson Malla to bring him down.
Yep, go right back to number 21, Ryan Chappell. He's come up lane a couple times this game and finds himself. Yeah.
Hey, Brian, I wanted to, I noticed 2 linemen from Central Cambria have like the padded over the helmet. Is that something that you guys have to check out before they wear it?
No, I believe they have a label on them, but there's like a NOSCAE, NOSCAE is the organization.
I believe they're called Guardian caps.
Yeah, they're called Guardian caps, but there's it's almost like a testing agency that tests the equipment, so as long as it has that sticker on it.
All right, that was 2nd down and 7. And
I'm just curious, when a guy has a wrapped up cast, how much do you got to examine that?
Yeah, you just got to make sure it's not hard.
Okay.
And it has, the padding is, has some softness to it, so a little bit of give.
This Braden Epper wore one last year. That's what I'm
All right. 3rd down and 7 upcoming with 8:39 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Richland up 21-6.
3rd and long, they almost have to go to a pass here.
This is going to be 2-down territory for them. A 21-6 ball over midfield. If they don't pick it up, I still think they're going to go. We're looking to pick up some sort of yardage here. Again, heavy pressure by Richland. This ball thrown off the back foot, but right on the money.
Kutchman again.
So Kutchman again. Rich Kutchman now becoming up huge in this game, but Richland brought the pressure. And
they did, and number 50 was trying to hold, but he kind of whiffed on the hold, and it's unfortunate that Alex Bond was putting pressure.
Yeah.
He was trying to hold him, but he couldn't catch him.
And Pitzinger threw it off his back foot and threw a strike.
Looked like Christian and number 2 Jet Williams were having a little bit of a bickering.
Let's have a little chat. Let's have a little chat. So all the way down the 20-yard line now with Richland. Central Cambria on the move, down 21-6. 1st down and 10. So the pass play is coming up pretty big. Pitzinger.
Kutchman to the other side to Christian.
Hands this one off to Chappell. Chappell will dive forward, pick up a couple of yards to about the 18. And again, another player down for Central Cambria.
Up 2, brought down by number 0.
Got 2 players down. One got up limping, and the other one's still down on the ground. So starting to take its toll here in Central Cambria.
Yeah.
Timeout on the field. Try to run down these sponsors again if I can pull them up real quick.
That's number 21, Ryan Chappell again.
All right, so I want to thank First Summit Bank, First Team Advertising, Able Pest Control, Advanced Office Systems, Advantage Auto Service, Ashbro Landscape and Curbing, DB Homes, Beeline, Express Trucking, Beauty Lawn, Best Window and Door Company, Cardolino Eye Care, Chan Soon Chong Medical Center, Dr. Edward L. DiMartino, DMD, The Willow, Flair of Country Catering, FWF Insurance, Erie Insurance, FX Screen Printing and Embroidery. We'll get to these in a little bit as it's 2nd down and 8 now for Central Cambria. Pitzinger back to throw, looking to his right. Has a man met at the same time. Good coverage there by Richland.
That was Bond on the coverage there.
Yeah, Alex Bond did a great job. Catch made, but tackled immediately.
Central Cambria trying to abuse that hitch and go. We've seen that they've got beat twice on the hitch and go, but Bond didn't really think twice about that hitch, just fired on it and made a good play.
All right, thank you, Johnstown Insider. Next Gen Amusements, Market Basket, Mahako's Contracting, Moore Family Dentistry, Democrat Chiropractic, Precious Metals and Diamond Company, The Fifth, Raleigh House and Eatery, Laurel Auto Group, RNDT, RPM Signs, Senator Wayne Langer Holtz, Slovenian Savings and Loan, and Vantage Physical Therapy. All right, 3rd down and 4 now for Central Cambria up the middle.
Oh, Mala just missed him coming off the edge there.
Yeah, I don't know if it's enough for a 1st down. Maybe just a touch short, and they will be short.
I have to imagine. I'd have to imagine that Richland's going to put in a little bit of a heavier defensive set here. Try and maybe stop Chappell going right up the middle if he's still in the game. I mean, he's been out for cramps multiple times so far. I mean, at what point do you just be like, yeah, you can't keep going in because you're just going to keep going down?
Right, just keep kind of fake the cramp, stop the clock. But 4th down and 3 upcoming for Central Cambria.
I was going to say, the clock was down to about 12, so they called a timeout.
They got to burn a timeout.
By Central Cambria.
We'll be ready here for snap count, something, try to draw you offside, get that easy first down.
Yeah.
So, Brian, if you would suspect the team was doing that, could there be a penalty on the coaching staff, or is it a warning, or just say, hey guys?
The only thing you can do is, you can kind of order the clock to
just
run.
running.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've never seen people go down this much with cramps. I know it's the first game of the year, but how many different kids can go down with the same cramp?
Yep.
They still have 3, correct? 3 timeouts. Okay. Maybe trying to save those.
Trying to save those. I mean, it's a 21-6 game, but you are down. Time is not Central Cambria's friend right now.
Yeah,
it's a big 4th down and 3 right here.
Not only do they have to get it, they got to get it and get the 2 points.
And by missing the extra point, knowing that that kick was not very good. And
I wouldn't.
So how much faith they put in their kicker at this point, I don't know. So 6:04 remaining on the clock.
I really think
4th down and 3 upcoming. And a quick throw, and that's going to go nowhere. He dove forward. He might have picked it up. He did. He picked it up.
He did.
Yeah,
Good job. Yeah, he dove forward and picked it up. Sanowski with that big body, that 6'1", 190 frame, able to pick it up.
Great play by Jameer, but Jameer's forward.
Yeah, Jameer's coming out a little shaken up.
Maybe he got the wind knocked out of him or something.
All right, so Central Cambria able to convert on 4th down and 3, keep his drive alive. It's 1st and goal now from the 10. And they're going to go heavy in the backfield here. They're going with the I formation. And this will be right up the middle. And that one will go nowhere. As that time, Kubat didn't go anywhere.
Joe Mack and Pew on the tackle.
Kubat does have the lone touchdown for Central Cambria.
On this drive, I feel like Crutchman's taken the heavy load, so it's honestly hard to say who's been the MVP for Central Cambria this game.
Yeah, they've had a couple good impressive players. I mean, it was in the beginning. It was
they're also working against the clock here.
That's what I was going to say. They're running the clock.
I don't know why they're sending the quarterback to the sideline for every freaking play. It's almost like you gotta almost be you have to be in a hurry here. You gotta score, get the 2, and then get that ball back.
Right.
Because as soon as Richland gets their hands on that ball, they're just gonna be conservative and run the clock right out.
Chappell still looks like he's limping a little bit. So 2nd down and goal. They're gonna roll. Pitzinger out. Pitzinger takes a shot, stays on his feet, but they come back and Richland able to finish him off. So Richland missed on the first. So yeah, took a huge hit. Pitzinger able to keep his feet. A big loss on the play.
Grayson's having a hell of a game.
Yeah, feels like, is the wind picking up a little bit down on the field, Bud?
Yeah, it is. It's starting to get a little chilly. That flag's flying.
All right, so the ball all the way back to the 16-yard line. So 3rd down and goal now.
It's going right to left, so it's going with Central Cambria if they want to try a kick. But I don't think they're going to.
After that extra point, I don't think we're trying to kick.
I don't know that does anything for me. The 3 points right now. You still need 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, they're going to keep 2 in the backfield here.
At this point in the game, it's do or die.
And they're going to blow the whistle here. I think Central Cambria is going to call a timeout again.
Yep.
Timeout, Central Cambria.
The clock was expiring.
Yeah, so they had to get it. That would have been only a 5-yard penalty. So
yeah, I'm a little bit confused.
Doing us a favor by running the clock out.
I'm surprised they're still going under center there, even giving their quarterback a chance to drop back and not just going shotgun and letting him get the ball out. Because as we've seen, the Rams have had many sacks today. Maybe you'd think that they would try and get the ball out a little bit quicker.
And with the amount of time left on in the game and you're down 2 scores, they don't seem to have a sense of urgency getting to the ball and wanting to get it snapped.
You want to push this on the game. You got to go, hurry up, man. You got to get this ball because you said they still got 3 scores. They got to move it.
I don't know if they can with all the cramps are
I was
getting.
gonna say, I think like we mentioned a little bit earlier at dinner, Rams are subbing people in and out, so as everyone, they just get a couple plays and they're fresh to go right back in.
Yep.
I think this is the starting squad that started the game for Central Cambria.
Yeah,
I don't think they've had a playoff besides
a lot of
Mallard.
high school teams, what you see on the field is what you're going to get the whole game.
Which is why I think the Rams are going to go pretty deep this year, because they have people, maybe not even as good as the starters, but even people that are good enough.
That was screenplay and set up well, but execution not quite there. As Richland came after, Pitzinger had to get it away, but it was a screenplay set up and fell incomplete. So 4th down and 16 now. 4th down and goal. And they're going to have to go for this. Obviously, I'm sure Richland's going to back a lot of people up.
I was going to say, what do you think here? Do you think you do a personnel switch, maybe put in a couple more people in the sky and not try and get as much pressure? Or do you think you just go straight for the quarterback and make him throw it
I
out?
think Richland probably backs off a little bit here, just make sure nobody gets behind him. Just rush your base defense.
Yep.
All right, so Pitzinger on 4th down and goal from the 16.
Bond on the near side here, maybe trying to make a little bit of pressure.
Richland bringing heat. And this is out to the right side of the end zone.
That has to be offensive pass interference.
He held Regan down.
Yeah. That has to be offensive pass interference.
That's all. That has to be offense.
And we'll see what the flag is going to be.
Have you done any games with these guys before, Brian?
They're calling that on Jake.
So they're going to call it defensive pass interference on Jake Regan.
Wow. I didn't see anything that he did wrong there.
Wow. All right, so back to 1st and goal.
Wow.
Ball spotted inside the 10-yard line. Looks at about maybe the 9 or the 8. As they called defensive pass interference in the end zone on Jake Regan.
That's a terrible call, guys. I mean, the kid reached up and grabbed Jake.
Yeah, he was holding him down. I saw Regan trying to pull off he saw that he was laying on the ground. He's not going to catch the ball. Maybe Regan tried to pull off, but now he just had his shoulder pads.
All right, Pitzinger is going to try the left side of the end zone. This will fall incomplete. And it stops the clock with 3:27 remaining. I didn't see a flag come out.
Wow, I'm really surprised they didn't just throw that flag. Did you see Jameer pick up that ball and chucked it at the guy?
Yeah, and Jameer already has one unsportsmanlike conduct in this call, does he? Or not?
No, he doesn't.
He's good. It was Gavin, Sheets,
Mala, and
who else? Nepper. There we go.
And Mala's a quarterback, so look for a lot of runs here.
Wait.
Yeah, that was 4th down. It's Richland's ball.
Oh, that's right. It's not automatic. That's right. It's not
automatic first down.
I'm just assuming it's a first. That's right. There we go.
Okay.
Hey, it's our first game of the year too. We have a little bit of rust on us too. That's right. So first down for Richland.
I get a little bit more slack than you do, Ed. You've been doing this for a long time.
We still get the carpet.
Okay.
Pick it up.
We still get the first game by. It's like a breakfast bowl in golf. We're first game of the year. We get a little bit.
I would know a thing
bowl.
or two about those.
Yeah. So it was a broken play off the fumble. Great job by McEnany. Pick up some positive yardage. Pick up a pretty good amount of yards, actually.
As a coach, that's got to be a huge sigh of relief just seeing the ball hit the carpet there and bounce right out to him.
Joe Mack did a great job.
Not only did he just get on it, he picked it up and about 9 yards.
Yeah, 2nd down and 2. Down to 2:52 and counting here in this game. 21-6, Richland leading.
We see number 10 Kutchman covering McGarrell right now. 5'10" against 6'4". Do you think that they give him one last shot here to go make a play?
I would do a little slant play right over the middle.
They got a one high safety, so that would be coming right into it.
All right, Mala finds a crease. Mala over the 30-yard line to about the 32. Good hard run by Grayson Mala, and again another player down. He goes down. As number 1 took it. Sanowski took this. I don't know if this is a cramp. He might have got hit right in the gut. This might be a wind knocked out of him. I think Grayson Mala hit him right in the gut.
Now this was a couple years ago. This play clock will reset back to 40 seconds here because it was a defense, which they just reset it. So you really can't slow it down. when you're on defense because they're going to reset the clock to 40 seconds.
All right, guys, while we have a timeout, player of the game, what do you think?
I'm going Joey Mack in this one.
Joey Mack.
Yeah, I think Joe Mack's been impressive.
I think the number 2 star is Grayson Mallett.
Yep.
I'll try to get them both for interviews afterwards.
I think there's definitely been some Richland players that have shown some good life so far. Like, Arnold, besides like that one drop, he's had a couple good catch the ball, get upfield, know where he's at on the field. Jameer had that really nice catch in the end zone there.
I tell you what, you got to hand to Mitchell Timson too. He has some pretty big shoes to fill coming in for Noah Rico, and I mean he had 3 solid extra points. There's no worry on the extra point now by the Richland Rams going forward. All right, so first down and 10 for Richland. They're at the 33-yard line.
It's an interesting defensive formation they're in here. It looks like they have a almost double covering McGarrell on the outside there. I mean, I guess.
Hey, Sponge, look for after this play or right before it, the officials pointing 2 fingers at the ground.
All right, Mala was in it. Wildcat hands this one off. And that'll pick up a couple yards to the 35-yard line. So 2-yard gain.
I don't see it. What's that mean, Brian?
You're under 2 minutes, so there's some penalty options under 2 minutes regarding whether the clock runs or not.
Okay.
All right, second down and 8 from the 35-yard line comes the Richland Rams. This clock is at 1:10 and counting here in the ball game. Richland up 21-6. Mallow will stay in the Wildcat quarterback position.
Oh, that's encouraging.
Number 3 was moving there. Yeah,
Cam Stevens.
Yeah, Cam Stevens was moving on that ride. He kept creeping up, and he definitely entered the neutral zone.
Yep.
And then Arnold went off. But they should get Cam Stevens on this one. And it is offside on Central Cambria.
Offsides on Central Cambria brings up 2nd and 3 for your Richland Rams.
That ball goes to the 40-yard line now after the penalty.
Man, I really hope they go all blues next week. I mean, I guess they can against BG.
Yeah, we'll
on the road.
we'll have to go probably with we could go red.
Could be red. Or do you have to do
you have to wear white on the road.
Really?
Yeah.
And all the fans out there, that is going to be a Saturday night game.
Yes, it's August 30th, Saturday night.
That is news to me.
Yep.
I'm sitting up here in the booth.
All right, Mala goes forward, lowers his shoulder.
My goodness.
Bangs a Central Cambria player.
It's hard to tell if he went down because he got hit hard or if he was down.
I think he got hit hard.
That is going to be the game unless Central Cambria calls a timeout.
Yeah, and that should be the ball game. I don't think Central Cambria wants any more part of this. Clock at 15 seconds and counting. So Richland,
they really physically dominated.
They dominated this football game, but a lot of bad penalties on the Richland sideline, which is stuff that they're going to want to clean up going next week. A couple unsportsmanlike conducts, a couple holding calls that negated big plays. Richland really only stopped one offensively, and the rest of it was by the red ball.
21-6. Not too bad for an opening game.
Yeah, so Richland goes to 1-0, and again, next week we are on the road at Mansion Park. It is a Saturday night game, so make sure you keep in mind that I think Altoona actually has the home game on Friday night, so BG had to put the game on Saturday night.
Sponge, you getting a post-game interview with Coach Bailey?
Always.
I will get it as soon as he's done.
Perfect. Are we going to sing the Alma Mater live?
we could. Next game we'll do the Alma Mater live.
Me and Ed were singing the Alma Mater up here before the game started.
Do you think instead of both of you singing it, maybe you could sing it solo?
Definitely sing it solo. But that would be fun.
I think we were harmonizing up here, don't you think? Don't you think, Brad? Oh, I thought we sounded great, Ed.
I think we did too. I think we sounded excellent. Next time we're putting it on the air.
Perfect.
Let everybody hear it.
We could put that on a halftime, like when we play Senior Spotlight. We could play that after.
There we go. If I knew the board better, but we were all turned off. If I knew the board better, you might have sung it on the air this week.
Yeah. All
I'm definitely not a singer, Ed, but I don't know about you, but my singing voice is.
I was in a musical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lead? Were you ever lead?
I did. I was. I didn't have the lead, but I was one of the leads. In Guys and Dolls, I was Nicely Johnson. And yes, and I had a doll. I had my own solo song, and it's called "Rockin' the Boat." I sang that one, and I actually sang "Guys and Dolls."
Care to rehearse for us?
With another guy, and yeah, so.
You want to give us a little clip of what that sounds like? Oh, okay.
I don't. Actually, you could probably go in the annals of the music department, and you could probably find the tape.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And it probably is tape.
It is definitely tape.
If I ever get bored during study hall,
Do you have a beta VCR?
Just look under 1985 and look for the Guys and Dolls musical tape.
Is that what you graduated 85?
Is that on beta?
Probably is on beta.
It might be on YouTube somewhere.
You might be able to find it on YouTube.
We're getting interrogated up here.
Yeah, I know. As long as it's not ice coming to get me out here.
Yep.
You don't have to say that. I appreciate it, though.
Sponge, I like that new mic. It picks up a lot of surround sound, really gets a feel for what's going on.
So there's a crowd a lot.
We got to thank the Richland boosters for that. We got a lot of new equipment this year. Everything's working good. We were able to bring in Brian, add a fourth guy, and Dom, you did a great job for your first time.
Thank you, Sponge.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome addition to the group, both of you guys.
I'd like to take a second to
Yeah, I'll get a little better as the weeks go on.
And we got to thank Dave Beblar.
Thanks, Dave Beblar.
Yeah, seriously, Dave came in and we're usually carrying our own equipment. We're setting it up, and Dave said, "Nope, give me that stuff. I'll set you guys up. We don't do anything." Dave comes in. He's done a great job. All the wires are hidden. He cut holes through the thing. It is so nice to come here and just everything's up and running. And if there is a problem, it's not up to us to try to figure out what's going on. We're definitely not tech people.
I was going to say, what would that look like if we had to come up here and fix a tech?
You can ask Sponge. The last couple of years, we're not pretty, huh, Sponge?
Yeah, there were some ugly games. I think we did a whole game at Forest Hills, and it was never on.
It was never on. Yeah, I think people heard like 3 minutes of that football game, and
hey, knock on wood, but we'll have to tell Stone that today we'll.
Hey, Sponge, this is probably the first game that I have not gone to text to say, "Hey, we can't hear you guys."
Yeah, my mic cutting out. I think it was just because I was around so many kids there.
I really think.
So we'll get them.
Just point your like receiver or something over there while you're over in the crowd. I think it will pick you up perfectly because when you were on the other side there, we were picking you up.
I think what he could do is he could pick the student
and then push him out to the side. Yeah,
just take him out onto the track.
Yeah, we'll get them the next game.
Yeah. So what do we decide, Joe Mack?
Yeah, I think
it was Joe Mack.
Got the chain. He was pretty excited about it too.
Yeah. All I know is I'm looking forward. I kept half of my sandwich.
I don't care.
From the fifth. I am. Oh my gosh! Yeah, I'm looking forward to eating that puppy on the way home.
I'm surprised it made it past.
Well, I only live 2 minutes away, so I can wait till I get home to eat before I eat it.
I'm surprised it made it through half.
It did make it. I kept it in the car.
I
don't want to tempt myself.
You want to tell everyone what you got?
So I got the roasted chicken panini, but I substituted the eggplant for the chicken, and it is absolutely out of this world. So.
I've really never heard of that before.
Delicious.
I didn't even know that was an option.
Yes, it's awesome.
Is eggplant like common? Like, are there a lot of places that have eggplant?
Oh yeah. Any Italian restaurant will have a nice eggplant parmesan for you. Yep.
Really?
All right, so Coach Bailey, first interview of the year.
Coach, good win. It's a win, right? Got to clean up the penalties, I guess. Second half kickoff goes for a touchdown, gets called back.
Yeah, it was an interesting evening. Kids played hard. We got to be better at those things. But I told the kids, I coached with Coach Yanity, who was your coach, I believe. Yeah. And Coach Yanity always told me winning's hard, and winning's hard in this conference. And we came through. We did what we needed to win, and we're appreciative of that. that. We're 1-0. We have a chance to go 2-0 next week. We'll clean those things up. I'm confident this team, they care about each other and they care about winning. So I'm confident we'll have a great week next week.
Okay, our first ever chain goes to Joe McEnany. You think that's deserving?
I think a lot of guys were deserving. Joe's certainly one of them.
Yeah,
he stood out. He had a great game. He was a little bit tired after that kickoff return, but like I said, those things happen, and it got called back. But it is what it is.
Moving on to next week, you play Saturday game. Does that change any way you go about it during the week?
Yeah, it absolutely does. We kind of get an extra day of preparation in, so we'll work through it and game plan early in the week. We'll get a good film day and JB game on Monday, and we get that extra day of prep to work a lot of fundamentals, cleaning up those things. All great teams make their biggest jump between weeks 1 and weeks 2, and we're planning on being a great team.
I know you don't like the accolades for yourself, but I noticed that you're now only 3 wins away from Ernie Fetzer. If you pass him, you'll be second in the LHAC, only behind, the legend, your dad.
Yeah, I had no idea that. I had unbelievable respect for Coach Fetzer. I've known him for a long time. He did great things at a lot of different schools. So that's just, a lot of great people surrounded me here over the last 24 years, and hopefully, catch up and keep going.
I think if you stick around maybe 20 years, you'll get your dad.
I'm 52. That'll be a long time.
Hey, one quick off topic. You watch the Little League World Series?
I watched the Little League Softball World Series. I didn't catch any of the baseball.
Tomorrow is United States, Connecticut.
Connecticut, yeah.
Where you went to school, plays Nevada. Who you got?
I like Vegas, but I also like Connecticut. So let's go Huskies.
I like Nevada. They got some big boppers. Coach, thanks. Great win.
Thanks, man.
All right, hey, Joey Mack looks great, by the way, in that chain.
Yeah.
He looks fantastic. So,
Brian, you outdid yourself there. That's amazing.
So we're waiting for Kevin from the Altoona Mirror, who's interviewing Joe Mack right now and getting, I'm sure, some great quotes from the Altoona Mirror.
Grayson Mallett also.
Maybe if he wasn't even player of the game, we would have picked him for the fun
anyways. Just for the Joey Mack conversation, which is absolutely tremendous. So I wish we had stats to give everybody, but we don't have a statistician.
I think he had 3 sacks.
Yeah, for every year.
Yeah, he got 2 plays in a row with a sack.
Yeah, but if there is somebody listening though that would like to join and be our statistician, you are more than welcome. Keep stats for us so we can throw stats there at people, because really we have no clue. We kind of know who scores touchdhdowns and
I think we should
how many yards they were, but we don't have anything.
And it would be nice to have no clue with stats.
Which is pretty much what we have right now. We have no clue, no stats.
All right, as soon as he finishes up with them, I'll grab Joe.
Joey Mack had at least a couple sacks and a touchdown, and he ran the ball hard.
Yep.
Even when he wasn't making plays in the backfield, he had some good
We got
pressures.
Joe Mack here, guys. He's got the first Ram chain. This is for the player of the game. You had a touchdown. What'd you have, about 3 sacks?
Yeah.
3 sacks. 2.5. 2.5, okay. And you also had a kickoff return. What'd you feel about that?
The kick return?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gassed to 50. And when I got in the end zone, saw that flag, knew it was on us. Personally, I didn't think the best one was to win, but it did happen. Grayson, I don't think he held. I mean, I saw it. I don't think he held. I mean, if he held, I was clear past him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But there was some penalties throughout the game. You're a team leader. You got to make sure those guys clean them up. No talking afterwards. No making a sword or anything. You got the locker room, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'll work on that next week. It's just the little things, like the little details that we were struggling with. But overall, as a unit, that was the most hype unit we've had, so it's awesome.
Yeah, and you got a Saturday night game, so you got an extra day of prep this week. You think that benefits you?
Absolutely. I mean, it will also benefit the other team, though, too. So, yeah, extra day of preparation, extra day to fix the little details, come out, will be a lot better.
Congratulations on the play of the game.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a great. Boy, Joe Mack's come a long way.
That is not
from the first. We have to pull out that first interview out of the archives and play that to what he is now. That was fantastic. Way to go, Joe Mack.
That was a very mature answer.
He actually brought up a point about they get the extra day too.
Yes, they do.
It's not a change to their routine. They play on Saturdays a lot.
Okay.
So that is a big deal. Like Westmont used to have that advantage back when they, and teams that played on Saturday. if you had a Friday night team, not sure how to handle that extra day, that can be a big advantage because that's your normal routine.
Right. And he brought up another point, which I think you and I had discussed at one point. So when he said the holding call happened after he passed him, as an official, do you tend to let those kind of plays go where it didn't really affect the play, or are you going to call a hold if you see it, even though it didn't really affect what was going on if it was away from the play? Would you still throw that flag? Because Joe Mack was his contention was it happened after he was already passed. The hold really didn't affect him anyway.
Yeah, there's the philosophy on having a penalty for a hold is it's at the point of attack and had a impact on the play, and there was some kind of material restriction that gave the offense that advantage. Now, if it's on the other side of the field and you have a takedown where somebody's literally throws somebody to the ground, that one you want to call, and that's more to keep the game under control, because if you don't call that kid may say, oh, he didn't call that, well then I'm going to be able to do that, and then you can real quick get chippy on you. So but no, every day kind of hold you're looking for at the point of attack and had an impact on the play.
All right, so I think we're going to wrap it up here for week one as Richland takes this one 21-6 over the Central Cambria Red Devils. So for Dom Shank, Brian Schmidt.
It'll get better, I promise.
Brian the Sponge Bread. I'm Ed DiMartino saying good night, everyone. We'll see you next week. Remember, it's Saturday night. It is Richland at Bishop Guilfoyle. It'll be in Mansion Park next Saturday night. Hope to see you then. Have a good week, everybody. You've been listening to the Richland Ram Football Network.